yeah, there we go. All right, now we're good. Now we're live. Ladies and gentlemen of the Rude Nation, I am Sherm.
And I am Tom.
And this is the Rude Boys Power Hour Plus, episode 65. There we go. Little late, Nation, but thank you. Episode 65. Thank you for joining us. And this is going to be the first of what we might think is many comic book related episodes.
Yeah.
And our first volume, we're calling this, Volume 1 of Trading the Backs. So, Tom and I talked about this a couple episodes ago.
You're doing a lot of hand stuff.
We traded a couple trade paperbacks of our own to each other, and we read them, and we're going to get a little book report going on later, which we all love school, right? There are crickets on this?
Yeah. Yep.
Where is it?
Yep.
Is this the cricket? Where's the cricket? Whatever. Fuck
Close
you.
enough.
All right. So, who's in your mouth?
I have some sweet baby Jesus.
Whoa.
Peanut butter and chocolate peanut butter porter. That's what it says on the label.
Yeah.
I just read.
Yeah. It's a reading heavy episode.
Done by Dewclaw.
All right. Shout out to Dewclaw.
Who's in your mouth?
I'm waiting for that.
I was getting there.
I am drinking a St. Archer Gold. It's for the journey. 95 calories, 2.6 carbs, which I'm assuming stands for cardboard. And it's the ultimate light beer. It's got an arrow with a lightning bolt and wings. I don't know what's going on.
Jesus.
It is 4.2 alcohol by volume, 12 fluid ounces from StArcherBrewery.com. So,
wait, how much?
4.2. You're a porter. It's got to be like 8 or something.
6.2.
6.2, really?
Yeah.
St. Archer Brewing Company was founded on a unique strain of creative talent, world-class brewers, artists, musicians, and athletes. Athletes? Why? All coming together with passion and commitment to express our collective true love craft beer. Well, all right. I'll give you that.
Pint glasses are very heavy to begin with.
Yes.
But you feel the pint.
We're talking about two different beers at the same time.
You feel this pint glass of what Sweet Baby Jesus is in. It's like, yo, man.
You take a look at that and you go, Sweet Baby Jesus.
All right.
You got to respect the fluid.
Clink and thud. Respect Jesus' fluid.
God damn it. So how was your drink? Because this is the first time we've shaken it up for
yeah,
mouth.
and you have to every so often.
You're right. Yes, we try to do a little more special themed shit.
Yeah.
No promises. So, Sweet Baby Jesus, what are your thoughts, Tom?
I enjoy it.
Okay.
It's probably like, have 2 at a time and like.
Right. Yeah. Porters are heavy.
Yeah. I mean, I say 2. I may finish the 6. I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Right.
I have work.
Okay.
How's yours?
Hi. Thank you. Mine's pretty good. It is a little light and refreshing.
Yeah. Okay.
Not as light as like a Bud Light or like one of the light beers.
Right.
But it's
light
not
and
bad.
fruity.
Not necessarily fruity.
Not like the one we had at
No, yeah, what
Buffalo
we had,
Wings Skyline.
Yeah,
Skylight.
Light Sky.
That was tasty.
That was pretty good.
Yeah,
but that is not now.
That's not who's in our mouth currently.
That was who was in our mouth.
Right now, I have Jesus in my mouth.
You have Jesus in your mouth,
and you have an Archer in your mouth.
I've got about 12 fluid ounces in my mouth. Should we just move into Blitzkrieg, Tom?
Move into Blitzkrieg. Blitzkrieg time! Starting off in games like we always do.
Okay.
Some PS5 deets.
Yes, okay, so...
yeah, thanks.
Yeah, thank you. You kind of caught me off guard there. So, there's a lot of speculation going on as far as...
Caught you with your pants down.
A lot of speculation of what's going on with the PS5. Some people are going to say it might be over $450 because based on what the components are, it looks like it's going to cost about $450 to make each unit, and everyone likes to try to make a profit, so it might be a little bit over $450.
Suck my unit.
There was some sort of talk about as far as some of the components Sony had to try to scrap because they were too expensive.
Right.
And obviously stuff going on in Asia right now with the coronavirus is really kind of putting manufacturing kind of at risk. Yep, there you go. That's what it comes down to, isn't it? Yes, so basically what the big thing is, though, is that Sony is holding their price point until Microsoft makes their move.
Okay.
So someone. It's a brinksmanship right now, and
Right.
E3 coming soon, and at the end of the year we're gonna get these new consoles coming out. Someone's got to make a move.
And Nintendo's just sitting there fucking pretty.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Dragon Ball Fighter Z Season 3 starts February 28th.
So that's Season 3 of the downloadable content.
I don't even have Season 1 or Season 2 yet.
Okay, that's fine. So it's starting off, I believe it started... Oh, it's going to start at the end of the month. And you're going to get 2 new characters have been announced right now. One is, I believe the character's name is Kefla. She is a fusion of 2 Saiyans in the Ultimate Universe arc of Dragon Ball Super.
Okay. Yeah, I think I know
they
who she
basically
is.
were like when they first showed her off, everyone was like, "Oh, it's the female Broly" or something like that. Like it was this big, bulky female Saiyan
Right.
from Universe 6 or some shit. And
Yeah,
she's a
'cause-
fusion of
yeah.
I believe it's like Khalifa and I don't fucking
Wiz
know.
Khalifa?
Wiz Khalifa and Korn. I don't know what to
Yeah.
tell you. The band Korn, Jonathan Davis, and. So she's going to be the first character. The second character is going to be Ultra Instinct Goku, which if you were crying for more, for there was a lack of
more
Goku,
Goku.
in this fucking
I
game.
know.
Guess what?
Now you get Goku with blue hair. Woohoo!
He's got black hair, but
Oh,
white
right.
eyes.
Oh, right.
Blue hair Goku's already in the game. It's Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan.
Yeah, whatever.
And you also have Super Saiyan God. And
Yeah.
regular Goku.
Yeah.
And Super Saiyan Goku. And Super Saiyan
But
4
yeah,
Goku.
regular
And Kid Goku.
But regular Goku wasn't a primary character. He was part of a DLC, which is weird.
Well, because their idea was like, okay, you got base Goku, and I mean, let's put it into consideration. Base Goku is Super Saiyan Goku.
Yeah.
Like that's his go-to.
Sure.
Yes.
Sure.
That's his Goku. So there you go, and I think there's 3 more characters that yet to be announced.
You're the reason I drink.
Hey, good for them, and good for you, Tom, and good for the nation. Yeah. What else?
Nintendo found their Pokemon leaker.
Yes. So it was
Did they hang them?
No, they didn't. They hung him out to dry. Let me tell you this, because which is pretty much so. Just to remind everyone, before Pokemon Sword and Shield came out, there was a big data leak as far as which Pokemon were in the game, which weren't, details about the story, etc. They found out who it was, and I believe it was a company, like a Portuguese video game site, specifically one reporter, and they fucking put him on blast. They did a press release. They're like, this guy leaked our shit, and it was this website that did it. And obviously the website's not really, shouldn't be held accountable, but it was like, you kind of hired the dude. So now, good luck trying to find work. But
Ya
there you
bums.
go, man. The fucking ban hammer came
Wow. Okay, cool.
down. Crab hammer. Super effective. What else?
It is, as per recording,
Uh-huh.
the 30th anniversary of Super Mario Brothers 3.
Yep.
I didn't fuck that up.
You did not fuck that
No.
up. Very good, Tom.
I did almost say what you said, though.
Super Mario Brothers 3
Yeah.
came out around 30 years ago.
Yep.
North American time. And obviously, people say it's one of the best Mario games, one
I
of the
agree.
best NES games.
I agree in that.
I can say the latter. I'm more of a Super Mario World kind of guy, so
Okay.
that's my that's where my
Yeah, I mean,
heart lies.
I've played every fucking Mario game.
Oh, absolutely.
For better or for worse.
Yep. It's up there, I would say.
Yeah, no, I mean, I was, obviously I played, I had an NES growing up, so excuse me,
No problem.
I played them all.
Oh, Tom, jeez, what,
I know.
double there.
Doubles. It was pretty cool. That was the introduction of the, Tanuki,
That's correct.
not the suit, just the ears and the,
No, both.
No.
Not both. Yeah, both.
Yeah, okay, maybe. We've been doing this round robin all fucking
Not
day.
maybe. What the fuck?
I'm pretty sure you're wrong.
100% it's right.
We'll agree to disagree. Alright.
Introduction of the hammer suit, the frog suit, the Tanuki suit,
Yes.
the fucking leaf, super leaf. Yeah, introduced the Koopalings.
Yep.
The whole kind of the map and shit. Like, it's great. Bonnie loves this game. She grew up on this game.
Sure.
And, obviously, if you've seen the movie The Wizard with Fred Savage, that was basically a big old commercial for Super Mario Bros. 3 because that came out right before the game came out. Because that was out in Japan. The Power Glove was in the game. It was in the movie too. Yes. It's so bad.
Moving along. Never seen it.
Really?
Yeah.
It's also so bad.
New Prince of Persia game coming to VR escape rooms?
Yes. So Ubisoft is dusting off the Prince of Persia IP
Oh, good.
for VR escape rooms. All right, cool. Prince of Persia obviously had some prominence in the mid-2000s, I guess I would say, during the GameCube, PS2, Xbox generation with
then the Jake Gyllenhaal
Sands of
movie
Time.
came out.
Well, then that did happen, yes. With Sands of Time, then Warrior Within, and then Two Thrones.
Yep.
And then the Jake Gyllenhaal movie happened. There was like a soft reboot of Prince of Persia, but people loved that shit because that was like one of the more advanced games at that time that kind of pretty much got, I would say, maybe a little bit outclassed, especially when Ubisoft moved on to their Assassin's Creed money machine.
Okay.
Yeah, but Prince of Persia is always a good time.
Okay.
Yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal. That movie's out on Disney Plus. Check it out. Maybe, I don't know.
Probably not. This is not video game, but they are
gaming though.
Yes.
Yes.
They are coming out with a Batman the Animated Series board game.
Interesting.
As per recording, it drops February 18th.
Cool.
It was a Kickstarter that I just saw it starting to pop up, and they have if you did the Kickstarter, you get all the sets. They have Mask of the Phantasm set.
Interesting.
They have Arkham set. They have they have a whole bunch of different sets. It does look cool. It's a board game, figure based.
Mm-hmm.
The figures come unpainted, so you can paint them if you want.
Okay. Yeah, check that out right now. Yeah, Batman the Animated Series Under Siege.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Right? I definitely think I would like to try and pick that up, depending on the price point. Does it give a price point?
$40, but I also don't know if this is the same one, but whatever.
Let me see.
It's got Batman on it.
I don't think that's the same one.
Disregard everything I just said.
Anyway, it looks pretty cool. I gotta try to find a price point. So moving along, rumor.
Oh, is this it? Hang on.
Oh, not moving.
That's the one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Does
Shadow of the Bat.
Does it give a price point?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, good.
Me do research? That's impossible.
I know.
Like
all right, so moving
Firefly
along.
Shit in here? Okay. Interesting.
Rumor: Disney blocks Sora for Smash Brothers.
Yeah, this is a rumor, obviously. So one of the polls that got put out basically between the DLC release of Super Smash Bros. 4, and I mean for 3DS and for Wii U, and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate for Nintendo Switch, was that there was the big poll that went out globally, and based on those metrics, they were able to determine which characters they wanted to put in for DLC for future games and current games, now that we're talking in 2020 for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. That's why characters such as Terry came out, Banjo-Kazooie came out, Joker came out, the hero from Dragon Quest came out, Byleth, I don't know what to tell you. But one of the characters that pretty much was throughout the entire global region, and I'm talking about North America, Japan, and the European nations, etc., is Sora from Kingdom Hearts. Now, a lot of parties were in on this. Nintendo obviously wanted it, Sakurai wanted it. Some people, I think, in Square Enix wanted it, but it looks like Disney might have been the dead end that they went to, and I think that specifically Disney Japan. I don't know why. Again, this was something that was, I believe, said on a podcast, kind of second hands, someone knew a little bit too much information and just was said something, and then people picked up on it. This could be completely not news related at all, but it is kind of interesting because he is a important character for a lot of people in this age we live in. I mean, Kingdom Hearts 3 came out early last year. It was nonsense, but whatever. Kingdom Hearts games have been around for a decade, and Sora is pretty much synonymous with that series and more of a modern Square Enix RPG flavor. A lot of parties involved, but I mean, if you can get Banjo in it, Christ, you can do anything right now. I also did the Cuphead spirits, so you can do anything now. You can do anything. There are Kunio-kun spirits. You can do anything. Tetris spirits.
So I don't know if this is a separate thing because it just says new Capcom verse coming.
Yeah, so that was another rumor. Someone else. Good. You picked up on that. The voice actor for the character V from Devil May Cry
Vendetta?
5.
Oh.
Vanilla, yes.
I said Vendetta, you
Vendetta,
dingus.
No. That character said something along the lines of the new Capcom versus game is looking really cool, and nobody questioned it. So people are is it going to be Capcom versus Marvel? Is it going to be a 4? Is it going to be Capcom versus some other property or brand or something like that. Nobody knows, but Evo's coming up soon, so presumably there'll be a trailer or something going on. But that's pretty interesting.
Sure.
Capcom could really use that. I mean, they've been riding high with like Monster Hunter World and Devil May Cry and Resident Evil, so like they could really use a shot in the arm after Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I think in their fighting game stuff.
And the debacle that is Street Fighter V.
Well, Street Fighter V, the Champion Edition, which still, I know, yeah, we know your thoughts. You've been a little flip floppy on this.
Yeah,
it'll happen. Nation, give it like a couple more months.
If I see that it's like $10, then yes.
It's like okay, all right. Okay.
I won't spend more, or if I get it for free.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. Moving on to, we actually have some comic news.
I noticed this.
Yeah.
This is exciting to me.
This is like, woo! Close enough.
All right, that's fine. They're having a good time, the Nation and the audience.
Starting off, Marvels is coming in May. This is, I believe,
It's like a sort of continuation of the old Alex Ross.
Paul Jenkins, I think.
Sure, I don't know. But the whole thing with Marvels was that it was a street level look at the Marvel universe.
Yes.
Yeah, so it followed reporters from the Daily Bugle and people in that ilk, like Gwen Stacy was up in the mix, Phil Urkel was up in the mix, and they're just watching, like, Galactus come down and the Fantastic Four fight them, and the introduction of the mutants. Yeah. Like, they're watching that stuff. So a lot of the stuff...
And the wedding of, like, Mr. Fantastic.
Exactly, yes.
Invisible Woman.
Yep. And this is just going to continue from that.
That's cool.
And, so more Marvels. That's cool. I don't know if Alex Ross is going to be doing the art per se. I think he's doing the cover art.
You know what?
But
Alex Ross.
Alex
I don't
Ross.
give a shit.
Classic.
Dark Knight Metal is coming out with a sequel.
Okay.
This May as well. It's called Death Metal.
Death Metal. Okay, sure. Why not?
Pretty. From what I've seen, it's revolving a lot around the Trinity. Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman.
Sure.
Wonder Woman has a fucking chainsaw sword. So
this is like... it's called Earth 1, is the DC continuity. Yeah. This is Earth 1 Wonder Woman with a chainsaw sword?
I believe so,
Oh, okay. Not like some weird... Because I know the Death Metal... Not the Death Metals, the Dark Knights. They're like alternate weird Batman takes of different... Okay,
again, it could be Earth 1, like something could happen where she has to like get
She's got to
new
go
weapons.
To town with some fucking chainsaw blades. All
sure, why not?
Yeah, okay.
And DC just killed a really major character off.
Okay.
Did you hear about this at all?
Not.
So
I will determine if this is a major character or not.
They were doing a storyline called City of Bane.
Okay.
Pretty much where Bane was running rampant in Gotham. Okay. And
makes sense to me.
Pretty much at the end of it, Bane ends up killing Alfred.
Oh, I think I did hear about this. Okay.
I mean, you pretty much just took away Batman's moral compass. Kinda,
yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know what this could mean for Batman now, so I'm very curious. They just released, like, the funeral issue. From what I heard, it was very well done. I heard, like, Batman told Jason Todd not to be there.
Sure. I'm sure he would have fucking went off.
Yeah. For some, Dick Grayson wasn't there because they're still wrapping up his story where he's going by Rick Grayson.
Yeah, I heard about that too.
Which pisses me off. Like,
alright, well.
You know,
for Tom's Baru.
You don't mess with the Dick.
I hear. Apparently, that's what I hear.
Yeah.
But
he's going back from Rick to Dick.
Right.
But yeah, I mean that's to me I consider that a major death.
Yeah, and I mean we'll talk about this when we get into trading the backs, but like Alfred, I think to me was a character that just never really got fucked with, for good reason, because you don't fuck with Alfred.
Yeah, because of his training.
Exactly. Yeah, but in the same sense, like people would fuck with Aunt May on in the Marvel continuity for Spider-Man. People really wouldn't fuck with Alfred.
Exactly.
But I didn't seem like it was like, oh, I'm not gonna fuck with this old man. It's almost like just nobody did. You know what I mean?
It was out of respect.
Exactly, yeah.
But, I mean, Bane just doesn't, like...
Bane doesn't give a fuck.
Bane don't give a fuck.
Got that venom running in his veins.
So, I am very curious where they will go with Batman now, because they can make him just... They can make him just start killing now.
Sure. Actually, speaking of Batman stuff, real quick, I don't know if you noticed this news tidbit, but I believe they're continuing the Batman animated series universe
in comic book form. Yes.
And
I saw that.
May or March or something like that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I saw that this morning.
Right.
Actually, I forgot to put it.
I was looking at the art style. It looks almost like it's a combination of both, like the original animated series and the new
and
adventures.
like Jim Lee almost. Like.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, because I'm seeing like the classic Batman, season 1 and 2 look, but then I'm also seeing like season
Batman,
3 and 4, Two-Face or something.
The Batman and Robin. Yeah.
Yeah. So whatever. That's cool.
I'll give it a look.
Yeah, exactly.
See if it's good.
What else we got?
Moving along to movies.
All right.
Rick Moranis is returning to Hollywood for a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids reboot
or pseudo sequel.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who
They
knows?
everyone's doing these wacky
Tom,
shits.
what do we always say, man? Money talks, bullshit walks.
Yeah, well, I mean, he left Hollywood because like his wife passed away, so
and
he
I
was like,
understand that, but if you think he's done and he's out, but
a lot of people thought a lot of people.
Beep. What's that sound? Oh, it's Uncle Mickey coming in. I'm really pressing this button. Let me do this about 60 more times. Okay. Keep talking. No, keep talking.
No, stop. You're making me lose my train of thought. Give me the goddamn thing! You fuck.
Rick Moranis from Ghostbusters.
Very cool.
And SCTV and fucking Honey, I Shrunk the Kids movies.
Yes.
Yeah, like a very classic comedic actor who did step away from Hollywood to handle some personal life things. And more power to him. But here he comes back around.
Exactly.
Cool.
Matt Reeves dropped the Robert Pattinson in the Batsuit camera test.
Yes.
This looks... I think the suit looks good.
Mm-hmm.
The suit looks good. Using that red lighting, though...
That was a little weird.
Was a little weird, because it does give him that Daredevil look.
Who opened this?
Yeah, it's some Mongoloid. The thing that... What I would like to see with the Batsuit, and no director really does this, is like in Injustice, Batman's cowl, it was more or less like it was heavy metal, like heavy armor, to the point where his chin was actually like covered with armor. Right. So like I don't know, for some reason every director feels the chin should be prominent.
I really have no idea what you're talking about. I'd have to see a picture. But did you hear that little tidbit that the bat insignia looks like it's gun parts? Presumably from the
gun that killed his parents. And I'm also hearing that it could be a...
Which actually, fun fact, guns don't kill people. People kill people.
It could be...
That's really not a political stance I'm really making at all right here. I'm taking my feet off the platform.
It could be...
trying to make a joke. Sorry, guys.
It could also... People are also saying that it looks like it comes off as a batarang, too.
Yeah, because it has like a little bit of like some depth to it.
Does that happen in Arkham Asylum, right? Didn't I... Or one of the Arkham games?
Hey, you know what? We're going to find out in May.
Yep.
Get that bat month of rolling. Woo! Flapping.
Indiana Jones 5 to begin filming in the summer, according to Harrison Ford. Great.
And Harrison Ford said something along the lines of like it actually feels motivated to make this one good, which is like, okay, cool, great. I'm glad you were in cruise control for the past decade.
I didn't even watch. I've never saw Crystal Skull.
You never saw Crystal Skull? Crystal Skull. Okay, so Crystal Skull was not great. The weakest of the Indiana Jones movies. However,
the strongest one is Last Crusade.
Last Crusade is really good.
That's my favorite one.
The first one was
Temple of Doom.
Temple of Doom was the second one. Raiders of the Lost Ark was the first one. That I'd have to say that's definitely the most classic.
I'm gonna disagree.
Okay, that's fine. But I'm with you. I can Temple of Doom. Temple of Doom was.
Kalema. Dr. Jones.
The
what?
Crystal Skull.
The kid said.
That is what the kid said. You're right. Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, or whatever the fuck it was, Shia LaBeouf swinging with CGI monkeys, is not good, but also not the dumbest thing Indiana Jones has ever done. So, I mean, here's the deal. Not a great Indiana Jones movie. Also, not the worst Indiana Jones story to tell.
Okay.
So, I don't know. Deal with it, everyone.
Cool.
So, Indiana Jones 5 coming back
awesome.
sometime in the future.
Moving along. Sam Raimi might direct Doctor Strange 2.
Yep. So
that's pretty cool. I mean,
left.
he's cut his chops in like the horror.
Yep, absolutely.
Way
Evil
and
Dead
comedy.
Yep.
Evil Dead, Drag Me to Hell. Obviously, we know he can. You never saw Drag Me to Hell?
I did see Drag Me to Hell. Yeah, but
like...
I'm thinking about the biggest horror movie he's ever directed, which is Spider-Man 3. Yes, thank you.
That was good. Spear makes me very burpy.
Burpy.
Yeah, baby's got a burp. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Only time will tell. And Chris is dying.
I'm still laughing at my own joke. I'm sorry. I'm my own biggest fan.
You really are. Moving along, Kraven likely to show up in MCU and SMCU sooner than expected.
I'm very interested in that.
I'm on board. I'm hard.
Especially if... Did I read possible plot spoilers for the third Spider-Man? No, I did not. I think it was just someone fan writing shit.
Oh, some fucking mook.
Yeah. Which I think is a derogatory term, but we're not going to get into that. Yeah, Kraven's definitely like the one of the biggest Spider-Man villains that they have not touched yet. And I mean, if you're making a movie about fucking Michael Morbius, and Kraven's still... Morbius! God damn it. Every time. Fuck you. If and Kraven's still sitting in the fucking wings waiting. Like, come on now. Alright, so... Kraven's definitely up in the mix. We all know this.
I can't wait.
Oh, I read plot spoiler from Morbius, possibly. Alright, never mind. That's what I'm thinking.
Cool. Shut your mouth then.
Alright.
Unannounced Marvel/Sony film slated for October 8th, 2021.
So, we know it's not Morbius or Venom, because that's this year. And we also know it's not Into the Spider-Verse 2, or Spider-Man, the third Homecoming, whatever the fuck you want to call it, because those are already slated. Homeless, possibly. So, yeah, something else might be coming along.
Possibly Spider-Woman with Jessica Drew.
You know what? I think that's what people were saying. Now you're refreshing my memory. Yes, I think people were saying Spider-Woman.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Or maybe Kraven.
Just Sony, just do a good job. That's all.
Seriously.
That's all I really care, man. Like, stop being like, stuff like it's like a little kid, like a little brother, playing with Spider-Man toys, like in the mud. Like, God, you're doing it wrong. Like, I like that you're playing with the Spider-Man toys, but just stop doing it wrong. That's all I gotta say. Sorry.
Rumor. An X-Man expected to show up in Captain Marvel 2.
It's gonna be Rogue, right?
No.
Fuck you. Come on.
I mean, they could actually just bring in, like, more than just one mutant. They could bring in, like, the whole, Brotherhood that, Mystique was running at the time. It was Mystique, Blob, Destiny, Pyro, Avalanche, and Rogue. And then have the showdown between Rogue and,
Interesting.
I'd be alright. They bring back Anna Paquin.
Do you think, that's how they do it? They would do it? That's how they would bring in the mutants? Or do you think the mutants would show up ahead of time?
They're saying that more than likely, WandaVision will probably bring him in.
We both took success slips of our beer.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know what to say. No, I'm like, my mind is going right now. I'm thinking.
I mean, Captain Marvel 2, I don't think it's slated to come out till 2022. Anyway.
I believe so. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, we still got some time for that.
I mean, I really think they're going to bring in Fantastic Four before they bring in the mutants.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, but I mean, as far as, you have a giant wealth. You have an entire world within a world with the mutants.
Yeah.
Like, you can just do anything. You know
Absolutely.
What I'm saying? Like, you could start bringing them the same way they brought in Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, like, just like that.
Yeah.
Obviously, they had to do it a little sideways, a little sidestep, because Fox owned the mutant properties. Yeah. But...
Yep.
Because they were Avengers members, that's why we were able to do that. But, like, they could start doing that. Like, bring in... Like, you're right, bring in your Brotherhood like that, and then that's how you bring those characters.
I mean, you could also bring in more... You can also bring in more other X-Men characters who were part of the Avengers. Sure. Like, you could have, for some reason they have to go to
Beast.
A lab and you see, Dr. Henry
Grammer.
McCoy working with someone. And, or they're, Henry McCoy and Simon Williams are out on the town together.
Who the fuck is Simon Williams?
Wonder Man.
Oh, okay.
Because they were friends. So.
Okay. Well, good for them. I hope they really portray their friendship on the screen.
You know what? I do. Because friendship is very important, Chris.
Friendship is important.
It is. You fucking fool. Heel turn.
We're friends.
Heel turn.
It's gonna be Rogue.
Yeah.
In some capacity.
Yeah. Or, you know what? It could be Wolverine.
Sure, why not?
Fucking Wolverine, you know, fucking...
Could be Maggot.
Fucking Phil's Captain Marvel. Like, who knows?
True. Did they? Did they ever?
Wolverine's fucked the whole Marvel universe. I think there's a comic. Wolverine fucks the Marvel universe.
Oh, like Deadpool kills the Marvel universe?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was a parody of that. Okay.
Yeah, Wolverine fills all holes in the Marvel universe.
Oh my god. It always comes down
to Wolverine
Spider-Man
or Wolverine's dick.
Wolverine just fucking the Marvel universe. Fucking. Yep.
Trailer talk.
Okay.
We're going to start with the bad. Iron Mask.
Alright, Iron Mask is just so dumb. Iron Mask is like an anime come to life that really
so
stars Jackie Chan and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I don't know if it's because your TV is super high powered.
It wasn't...
But that fucking trailer looks so goddamn
It really
fake.
was not... Yeah, it really looked so... I mean, Tom, I hate to break it to you. That wasn't a real dragon.
No, you know what?
A real man made of electricity.
You're such a fuck.
That chocolate porter really getting you.
It really is, but it's so good.
Butter. Peanut butter.
Peanut porter.
Instead
of peanut butter, peanut porter.
Peter Parker.
Peter Porker.
Peter Porker. The Amazing Spider-Ham. Iron Mask, not great. Obviously, it's notable because it's Jackie Chan and Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, it
together,
looks bad.
Hamming it the fuck up.
It's a hard pass.
Hard pass.
It's hard.
I don't think I wouldn't call it a hard pass. It's a 100. It's a most certain pass.
Yeah.
Like it's like that's a pass.
Yeah. It's a super hard
pass. If it was
pass.
like, I don't know, Tom. I've seen some shit. I would rather watch that than like Dark Phoenix, and you know we're gonna have to see Dark Phoenix at some point.
I know. Well, we're also gonna have to watch something else at one point.
Which is?
Well, you brought it up. You wanted to watch Batman Hush.
Oh, I did. Yes,
Yeah.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
All right. What other trailers are there to talk
Spiral.
about? Spiral. From the Book of Saw.
Yeah. This looks. It's a Saw movie.
As far as it looks like it's a reboot.
And Chris Rock being confused.
Yep.
And Sam Jackson's in it, and I really hope
he said the F word already. In the
trailer. I really hope Sam Jackson's like the new Jigsaw.
I could see that.
Hey, you motherfuckers want to play a game?
Oh, you think he's gonna be riding the tricycle also?
Oh my god, that'd be incredible. God, give me all of that.
So,
I'd pay good money for that.
See. We'll see about that.
So yeah, Spiral looks interesting. Iron Mask looks like trash.
I don't think it was like supposed to be anything but.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Moving along to TV. Castlevania Season 3 whips into Netflix March 5th.
There was a trailer for that, Tom. Do you want to see that trailer real quick?
Oh, shit, yeah.
Let's go see that trailer. And we're back. We just saw the Season 3 trailer for Castlevania, the Netflix series, coming out March 5th. We won't have to wait very long. It looks like they're just continuing the story that they left off in Season 2.
Looks like there's going to be some straight fucking between Trevor Belmont and the girl.
Sypha?
Yeah.
Sypha?
There's definitely going to be some banging.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was pretty much alluded to. But it seems kind of weird. They're going like a more original story because Seasons 1 and 2 took a lot from Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse? Dracula's Curse?
Sounds right. Shut up.
That was Simon's Quest.
Where'd you just go?
Castlevania 3. And also, Christ, the PS2 game, Castlevania Curse of Darkness?
Oh, okay.
That's where Hector came from.
Hector?
The Devil Forge Master.
Yeah.
So now it seems like you're following another group of vampires, I guess led by, I think that's Camilla?
I think so.
Yeah, and it's just more stuff like that, which is cool. I thought they might have gone maybe more of they might have done like adapted a different story within the Castlevania, maybe like a Round of Blood, or maybe they'd follow Simon or something like that if you want to go chronologically.
Symphony of the Night.
I think chronologically, if you wanted to go, I think Richter would be the next one.
Probably,
to
yeah.
follow, I think. Or some side one like fucking Christopher Belmont. I don't know. But, yeah.
What about Dwight Belmont?
Dwight. You know what? No one talks about Dwight.
Fucking
middle manager
Dwight Belmont.
over in fucking Transylvania Paper Supply.
Ugh.
But, yeah, pretty cool. Castlevania. Can't wait.
Yeah, it turns out on that show.
Oh, what, The Office?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Not good.
All right.
I gave it a shot.
You did.
Mark Hamill to voice Skeletor in new Masters of the Universe show coming out to Netflix.
Yes.
It's him.
Super down with that.
It's a whole bunch. Like, they listed the whole cast.
Do you remember anyone else off that list?
Kevin Smith's daughter is in there.
Okay.
Kevin Conroy
Really?
is going to be voicing Merman.
They'll definitely have an interaction, those two.
Yeah, yeah.
Come on
So
now.
it's Lena Headey.
Oh, okay.
Who's
she?
She is voicing.
I was never a big Masters Universe
Yeah,
guy,
yeah. She-Ra's alternate character, because you have Prince Adam / She-Man and She-Ra and Tila.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Will you watch this? If it, will you give it a shot?
Here's the deal.
Will you give it a shot?
I have to see it first.
Yeah.
I am a bit of a animation snob, so unless the animation, I
If it's
I
like Teen
like
Titans
it.
Go?
If it's something Teen Titans Go, I was fine with the goofiness of it. I wasn't, if it was more of like a neutral show or something like that, I would watch it. But
What
like
if
it's
it's
a
like-
little goofier.
What if it's like the because they did a He-Man cartoon for Cartoon Network a couple of years back.
Did they?
Yeah, and the animation wasn't bad.
It was like anime inspired. No, it was like
Ish.
big, bulky.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I mean, I was never a Masters of the Universe.
See, you can't. You it doesn't matter what, like, the animation. They all have to be like, fucking bulky, like, because that's the whole.
Yeah.
That's like the whole thing. That's like it's like that meme. It's like girls say that Barbie gives unrealistic expectations, and that. Oh wait, ladies, here's He-Man.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Honestly, if they could get the guys who did Castlevania, I'd be fucking down.
Yeah.
Down like a clown for that.
I mean, that seems like more. I mean, just knowing of Masters of the Universe, that seems like that style just might clash, because Castlevania, I think, goes a little more hand in hand with anime, whereas Masters of the Universe, style-wise, yes, but
a little more dirty, a little more
dirty, big, bulkier, slower.
Sure,
You're not gonna have fucking guy ninjas running around. I mean, are there ninjas in Masters of the Universe?
I'm sure
Probably,
ninja
right?
people. Just get Bruce Timm to do everything.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
Because I mean, he was able to draw Superman.
Yeah.
Moving along. Disney, Marvel, LucasArts locks down release months. Falcon and Winter Soldier for August.
Which
Mandalorian
is what we spoke about that last episode,
for October.
right? Which might have Sasha Banks in it. Mandalorian season 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
What did you think I said?
Offline.
No, tell me.
WandaVision.
Oh no.
WandaVision for December.
Great. All right, so there you go. You got your months planned out, Nation, for Disney Plus. Make sure you get those monthly subscriptions in.
And we move on to wrestling news, and Chris just grabbed the championship belt.
I do, baby. Best 300 I've ever spent.
I know. I'm jealous. I still gotta get my smoking skull.
I know.
Apparently the Bellas are getting inducted into the Hall of Fame.
And
Jushin Thunder Liger, which is very. Don't get. But you're gonna induct the fucking Bellas over Christian, over someone like Christian.
No, hang on a second, because also in the mix you have Batista, and you have the NWO, right?
Yeah, so Xbox is gonna be a 2-time Hall of Famer.
Right.
But here's the kicker: Batista's gonna be at Super Showdown, and he's
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I'm like, fuck you.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw it pop up on WrestleZone.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I think too soon for the Bellas. I think the only reason they're getting inducted is because of the pull Daniel Bryan has.
Okay. But I mean, okay, so
someone like Christian should be getting inducted over them.
He still might.
I don't see it happening.
He still might, dude.
I
don't know
sadly
that.
don't see it happening.
I mean, the Hardys aren't inducted. You know what I mean? Like,
the Hardys aren't.
the Hardys are not.
The Dudleys.
The Dudleys are. Yes, the Hardys are not inducted.
Right. You said you said you get someone like the Hardys.
Yeah. No, I'm
who
saying
are inducted.
get someone like the Hardys aren't inducted. Is what I'm saying. There's audio proof of me saying this, and audio proof apparently of you not hearing me right.
All right.
But Christian could still get into the Hall of Fame, 100%. As far as like the Bella twins go, like, hindsight is 2020. Yeah, okay, sure, I'll have another beer, Tom. The hindsight is 2020, and obviously the Bellas were a a bit of a mark on the women's division at the time.
Uh-huh.
But, they kind of kept the ball, rolling, I suppose, into that transitional period of the women's revolution where we're at right now. Tom's doing some rude gestures. I don't know what to tell you, okay?
It makes me unhappy.
All right, they're celebrities, and Vince loves getting that celebrity shit involved with his products, so don't know what to tell you.
Which, also in wrestling news, apparently Vince McMahon has not been showing up to Raw.
Is that where Raw's been better, from what I'm understanding?
He's been a recluse, to the point where he's not even answering phone calls. So he could be having a nervous fucking breakdown.
You know what? I mean, I hate to say it, but good. The guy, old man, should have fucking just retired, had his XFL pet project, done that, which could possibly be what he's doing.
True.
And just dude, you're done. Just
let
wrap it
Triple
up,
H,
man.
Shane, and Stephanie run it.
Exactly. So.
All right. So.
Is that it? You want to do a NXT Takeover recap, Tom?
Oh yeah.
This is fresh in your head.
Yeah, this was NXT Takeover Portland was fantastic. Start off with Keith Lee versus Dominik Dijakovic, and that match was just so fucking good. Keith Lee retained. There was a sign of respect. They shook and hugged.
Yeah, those guys have wrestled before.
Yeah,
on the,
and then
Independence.
you had Finn Balor versus Johnny Gargano, which was just a really good fucking match. There was a street fight between Tegan Knox and Dakota Kai, and then some big bitch showed up. Vanessa Raquel Vanessa, something like that. She was in the Mae Young Classic.
Okay.
The Broserweights, Pete Dunne and Matt Riddle.
Pete Dunne and Pete Dunne.
I like that. And Matt Riddle won the champion.
That's for you, Tom.
And won the championship tag team titles from Undisputed Era. Rhea Ripley retained against Bianca Belair, which was a great match. And then Charlotte came out and accepted her challenge to WrestleMania.
That's pretty nuts, man.
And I really hope they have Rhea win at Mania. That would be
even more nuts.
And I love how people the commentators are like, oh well, this Charlotte Flair is a blah 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 number, I mean,
they have to.
A 16-time champion and 14-time dick sucker and blah blah blah. Wow. And it's because look what her last name is.
No, I understand that. But
you know what? She didn't get there on talent. I'm sorry.
I feel like
she's not good.
No,
she's not good.
The name helped.
She stinks.
Okay.
She stinks.
Okay, fine.
To me, I think she's probably the weakest out of the Four Horsemen of Wrestling.
Women.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Sure.
Shut up.
All right, main event time?
Main event was...
Wait, before you do that, anyone in the crowd?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, they're waiting for Mania weekend.
They are. Well, I mean, and I was saying this. I was like, I'm really surprised they did not work on getting Marty Scurll. Because Marty Scurll was a free agent for a while. He was in NWA.
And Ring of Honor also.
Well, he just re-signed a lucrative deal for Ring of Honor.
It gives him the freedom to do stuff like that.
But I mean, he's he's super best friends with Zack Ryder.
Right.
His fiance or girlfriend is in there.
Right.
Deanna Pizarro.
Oh.
She used to be...
Pizarro, I love you, Pizarro.
She actually used to wrestle for a promotion here where we live. She used to wrestle in VPW.
Yeah, I remember the name. She's around.
I'm just surprised that they did,
They might have, dude. They might have.
Yeah.
But just, for whatever,
I would have liked to seen him be the head guy of the Dark Order in
now we're talking about
AEW.
AEW. Oh,
right.
Okay.
But, so then...
main event.
Main event was Adam Cole, baby, versus Tommaso Ciampa. Fucking brutal. Undisputed Era gets involved, of course.
Sure.
And then you have, all of a sudden, Johnny Gargano comes down. It looks like he's going to help Ciampa, because he's wearing a DIY shirt with their names on the back.
Sure.
He takes the belt, smashes Ciampa in the face with it. Cole.
Oh, no. Here we go again.
You know what, though? They have great matches.
They really do.
They have great fucking matches.
So overall, Tom, you know what I think would be a fun little project for you
It's
now that we have access to the WWE Network again. You might have to rank the takeovers.
We don't have it for like 2 months.
Well, you better get cracking, bitch.
Yeah, I also got Clone Wars to watch.
That is true, too. We have some research.
I got Clone Wars. I got Scrubs I've been watching. I've been watching Parks and Rec. But streaming services are getting out of control, brother!
It's true. You need like a fucking Clockwork Orange setup.
It's just...
Exactly, yeah.
Fucking, yeah.
Alright, anything else in Blitzkrieg, Tommy?
In Etcetera.
Oh, Etcetera news.
AEW figures to be shown at Toy Fair.
Yep, which I
Very
think
cool.
Toy Fair is coming, I believe, this month or next month. It's coming up soon, so we'll see something.
More importantly, we didn't get, video games, I didn't get to bring it up. So in for Retromania.
It's coming. Don't you worry.
And also in Etcetera, Batman theme restaurant opening in London.
Okay, I didn't hear about this, but okay.
Yeah, it's gonna have Batman stuff, and it's gonna be,
It's gonna have Batman stuff?
It's gonna be it's gonna be set up like one of the famous restaurants in Gotham. So.
Okay.
Yeah. I think maybe the Iceberg Lounge.
Okay.
So.
It cool. Doesn't sound exciting to me. You tell me it's Batman themed, but then say no, it's in universe, sort of thing.
Look, man, I just report what I see. I'm the man on the street.
That is it. You're a streetwalker. And that is it for Blitzkrieg.
450. Or as the Chinese say, ping pong.
All right, so Tom thought we said Sasha Grey, which isn't true, which would be a completely different movie. I feel like the nation needs to know that. That's completely fine. Here you go. Tom, I hand over the championship belt to you because I am going to get the ball rolling on the Rude Boys catch-up. There you go, slapping that meat. Video games.
I slapped my meat so much this
Valentine's
weekend.
Day. There you go.
So alone. I got a manicure.
Oh,
my hand looked nice. I had to take out my other hand because my one hand rejected me.
Let me ask you a question real quick. Is that a game? That is not a game. That's a comic book. The things you were involved with are comic books.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So let me talk some video games real quick. Untitled Goose Game. Picked it up. Bonnie played it. She loved it. It was goofy. Have you seen this? You've seen this on the YouTubes?
It's not for me.
It's kind of like a puzzly open world thing.
It's like that donut hole. It looks like it's the same animation of that donut hole game.
Yes, it's very minimalistic.
Which I love, but I don't know. I look at this and I'm like, not for me.
I mean, you could try it if you'd like.
I mean, again, I'm sure I'll find it on sale for like $9.99 on.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I'll come across it when I've been drinking. And I'll be like, fucking gotta help this goose!
Look at a goose!
Gotta help this fucking goose!
It's very funny. She had a great time doing it. She did all the objectives because that's how Bonnie, she fucking consumes video games, let me tell you. Because she doesn't play a lot of video games, but when she does, she 100%'s everything that she possibly can do. Clank it up to that. Also video game-wise, so I finished up Undertale. I got the true pacifist ending, which basically was the good ending.
Okay.
They even say it in the game. It's the good ending. This game... I'm a big fan of it now.
Okay.
I like what it's done. The music is fantastic. The stories are great. I love the characters. The time is good. The playthrough time, because it was pretty short. I was able to get through it real easily. But I can't bring myself to do what's called the genocide run, and I kill everybody. I really can't. So I think I'm just going to have to go on YouTube and just watch.
You can't bring yourself to it, or. Alright, so you gotta let me play then.
Alright.
I don't have a problem with genocide.
You know what? You're kind of... oh, boy. You're kind of right with that. I've also been dabbling with the pseudo-sequel to Undertale called Delta Rune. Put up by the same guy, Toby Fox. It's kind of like it's kind of like a little more blown-up version of Undertale. Okay. Like, it definitely wears its... RPG trappings on its sleeve, you actually have like a whole screen. You have your characters, you have a party, but it's still the same old stuff. Like, you want to try to interact with the enemies and not necessarily fight them.
Sure. Because
that's kind of the challenge in it. Like, you could play it like a traditional RPG, but you're just doing the same old. So at least now you can you're kind of treating it like more of like a puzzle game, which I like. And I'm still doing that. It's, I believe, it's a free, I don't want to say demo, but I think like the first chapter is free.
Okay.
Like, definitely on the eShop. If you want to kind of get a little bit of an idea of what Undertale's about, you might want to check that out. Tom's good.
I'm good.
Tom
You know,
is good.
I've seen plenty of videos on Undertale.
Okay. And that's pretty much all I've been doing up for video games. Like I said, when we were doing Blitzkrieg, I did the spirit battles for the Cuphead spirits. Like, that just blows my mind. Like, that you got Cuphead represented in this Super Smash Brothers game.
Sure.
It's fucking crazy. But that's all I've been doing video game-wise. Video game-wise.
Vagina game.
I, like we said earlier, with Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
And there's what a lot of people call like a quintessential Spider-Man graphic novel called Spider-Man Blue, written by Jeff Loeb. And
drawn by Tim Sale, I believe.
Is it? Okay.
Because that's the team that did Long Halloween and Dark Victory.
Okay. Yes, because, and I believe that's the same team that they do, like, it's like
Daredevil
they do
Yellow.
Hulk Gray.
Daredevil Yellow.
Yeah. So they do kind of like, I guess, like, small little snippets into a superhero's life. And what Spider-Man Blue deals with, it deals with Peter Parker's really just not necessarily unconditional, what am I trying to say? Unresolved love for Gwen Stacy. Now, Tom, just breathe.
Talk.
Just breathe.
Just talk.
It deals with, to give Spider-Man a little bit of time period context right now, it deals with Spider-Man fought Green Goblin. They know who each other are.
They do?
They do, but this is that time period where Norman has memory loss or something like that. So the Green Goblin hasn't resurfaced yet. Okay? So Spider-Man's got a little bit of a breather. Okay? So he's in college. He gets a apartment with Harry Osborn. He meets a young redhead named Mary Jane Watson.
His true love. He
has gained the eye of Gwen Stacy. So it deals with this part in his life. It also deals with the fucking
Sinister
Craven's
Six.
in it a little bit.
Nice.
Vulture's in it a little bit.
Nice.
Like it's kind of like that seems to be a little bit unnecessary, especially if you're doing. Tom's doing some weird shit with his belt. But really, the main heart of it is Spider-Man, Peter Parker, and Gwen Stacy. So, what people always say that Peter Parker's true love is Gwen Stacy, and I believe a lot of people would have said that back in the day also. Stan Lee would have said that back in the day. However, once Mary Jane was introduced into Spider-Man's life, everyone, including the fans, were like, oh man, she's exciting, she's new, she's not a plain Jane like Gwen Stacy. And to Gwen Stacy's credit, that's kind of, she was the sure shot. Whereas Mary Jane was a little bit more of the wild one, you know? She dated Harry. She, went off to become an actress. She went to clubs and stuff. Not Peter Parker's scene. 100%. I would have to say that Gwen and Peter were compatible pretty much more, which definitely leads to her death being one of the main sticking points in his entire persona, correct? It obviously, and Uncle Ben, and I mean, you want to go even and Jean DeWolf and Captain Stacy.
But if you look at Mary Jane and Peter's relationship, it was probably the healthiest thing for Peter because she allowed him to come out of his shell. She allowed him to be himself.
Right. Okay.
In both aspects.
Yeah.
Because, you had Gwen Stacy, who she did find out who he was. And Death of Gwen Stacy, I think.
Yeah.
I believe.
I don't remember.
Because it drops it in that as well.
Well, that we're going to talk about.
Well,
that
no,
later. That's a little.
It does follow the same formula.
Timey-wimey.
So we're
talking about Spider-Man life story, which we'll talk about
she
later.
was a little. She didn't let Peter really evolve.
We're talking about Gwen. Well, we don't know that because she was taken from him. I would say too soon.
Not soon enough.
Oh my god.
But
regardless,
because then you look at all of Peter's other relationships, like Felicia was more in love with.
Yeah, that was definitely
the
Catwoman-Batman relationship in Spider-Man's life.
Okay. I was about to be like, wait.
I know, yeah. What the fuck are we talking about now? Which, hey, we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
But let me finish my point.
Sure, yeah, no,
Okay.
no. Everyone knows who listens to this podcast
And who listens to Tom?
knows
general.
how I feel about Gwen Stacy. So I
Yes.
don't need to sit here
Right.
and beat you over the head with
Right.
this belt about how horrible she is.
Okay. This story
Mhm.
did not much for me. I know people were like, "Oh, if you don't cry at the end of this, like,"
Well,
but okay, let me finish.
you're an emotionless monster
Let me.
machine.
Yeah, I am. I'm a monster machine.
You didn't even cry during Endgame.
Oh God, that's fine. My thoughts on this was that. So the entire story is told to the reader in Peter Parker retrospecting, talking in a tape recorder, and he would record things to Gwen. Obviously, that Gwen could not hear because she is dead. At the end of the book, spoiler alert, it turns out that Mary Jane has been listening in on him talking to Gwen, quote unquote, and Mary Jane is okay with that.
Absolutely.
And in that breath right there, I feel like Mary Jane is the more accepting of the two.
Yes, which is
Granted,
what I
again,
just said.
I know. You didn't give me a chance to finish. I wasn't like disagreeing with you. Okay. Again, really hard concept for you to feel. I'm sure.
But you always disagree
know,
with me.
yes.
That's the thing.
But to be completely honest,
Uh-huh.
I feel like this might be the fact that I didn't grow up reading Spider-Man in the sense of like I didn't read like the older stuff. Like I knew of Mary Jane obviously before I knew of Gwen Stacy. I know the importance of Gwen Stacy. Don't get me wrong, but like, Mary Jane's kind of where it's at, guy. I'm sorry. Like, again, if it was always going to be like an inevitability of Peter and Gwen together, fine, I get it, but that didn't happen, and this is what happened, and
Yep.
I feel like it is better for that happening.
Absolutely.
Because even at the end of Spider-Man Blue, the death of Gwen Stacy, Mary Jane basically kind of showed Peter that he could love again. And the death of Gwen Stacy kind of brought Mary Jane kind of back down to earth. Like, she grew up. They all grew up from it.
Yeah.
Yes, an
Except
important
for Harry.
character. Well, Harry
Except for Harry.
had a bit of a turbulent path. But the death of Gwen Stacy is an important time period in Spider-Man's life.
Mhm.
We can agree on that, right?
Yeah.
Maybe not the character of the person, but
It was the best thing that happened to him.
oh my god.
I'm
Yeah,
never gonna give her
that's true.
credit.
That-
I won't always not give her credit.
I will always not give her credit. That has to be on a T-shirt. Real quick, I've read this though on my Kindle,
Okay.
so I don't
Your
because
Kindle?
I have a Kindle.
You have a
Yes, I have it was
Kindle?
like a Kindle Fire that mine got me like 3-4 years ago or something like that, and it was available from Prime Reading, which is free if you have Prime, which is a real slippery slope to get into because like I love having physical graphic novels. Don't get me wrong, but I wasn't going to spend $44 for a Spider-Man copy of Spider-Man Blue, so I read it for free.
You're talking
and I feel like a dirty slut.
You're talking to someone who does Comixology Unlimited.
That's fair.
Who borrows fucking
Yeah,
books.
I don't. Man, this is just a weird concept to get into.
Here's the thing. The reason I do, alright, Comixology
That's the thing.
is because I don't have a lot of room.
No, I understand that. I understand
like,
that.
and you know what? I'm going to collect. I'll collect fucking
All right, give me that bill. Thank you.
I'll collect trades if
Sure.
I think they're worthy of my
Right.
time.
Right? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, heavy belt, man. 30 pounds of gold right here.
Yeah.
It's not 30, but
It's more like 25 maybe.
could be. Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's a slippery slope.
It's very slippery slope because
Now, does it do page by page, or can you?
it kind of zooms in on panels
Okay,
or like
yeah,
where
that's
the
what-
words
that's
are,
what
something
Comixology-
like that.
Yeah,
which is
'cause
very weird because
Comixology is ran by Amazon, so
right, and you read on your phone.
Mhm.
Wow, I would just say spend $30 and get a cheap tablet, and just not
I have it.
destroy your eyes.
I don't.
All right,
I
read like a gentleman, Tom. That's
Huh?
all I gotta say. Just like a gentleman. Just like a gentleman, you don't have to be like I can't read.
I'm
these
not,
fucking
dude. This
words."
phone screen is pretty fucking
Yeah,
large.
but I'm talking about like
Yeah.
that,
Yeah, I know.
like that.
But you know what? This is really comfortable when I'm pooping.
Oh, okay. What are you putting it up your butt? Oh What do you mean?
No, like when I'm reading on the toilet.
Okay, you can. It's the same thing. Anyway, regardless, it's a slippery slope. All right.
Just like
I never would have read Spider-Man Blue.
Okay.
I also would never have read I think it's the 2017 Darth Vader saga. That came out from Marvel.
Oh yes, This is the one I talked about.
So I started reading this. This was the one.
Dr. Afara.
Yeah, she's up in the mix. So I read volumes 1 and 2, which I think is the first 12 issues or something like that. Yeah. Pretty cool stuff. It deals with Darth Vader and really the Empire right after the destruction of the first Death Star, and I think it runs concurrently with the new Marvel Star Wars series that was happening around the same time. There's actually a crossover that I'm pretty much up to that I have to hunt down before I can continue, but it deals with Darth Vader basically trying to get back into the good graces of the Emperor because
trying to find Luke.
Yeah, and because when you think about it, like Vader done fucked up when the Death Star blew
and
up.
And he cracks the window of a Death Star.
Well, one of the
when
Star
Boba Fett comes, that does.
Yeah, so he basically
that panel, like that series of panels, is panel for panel in the Star Wars comics that I just finished.
Oh, okay, makes sense. Because that's important. So basically, Vader has two objectives. He needs to get back into the good graces of the Emperor by any means necessary, and he needs to find out who that Force-sensitive pilot is that blew up the Death Star. He finds out the second because he sends Boba Fett to track him down, and he finds out the last name is Skywalker. So now realizes the Emperor fucking lied to him. So he's got that in his back pocket, which also Boba Fett found Luke in the Star Wars series you're reading, so that's pretty cool. The other thing he does
that was a good fucking fight.
He needs to, again, by any means necessary, try to get back into the good graces of the Emperor. So, which means trying to do some underhanded dealings with the Hutts to try to get trade routes back. He enlists the help of a new character called Dr. Afra, which
she's real. I like her.
Pretty cool.
I would have loved to have seen her in the movies.
Yeah,
like
do a fucking Uncharted game with her. Hell yeah, I'd be down with that.
Like she's
kind of like a robot archaeologist. She's not robotic. She has something. I don't know. She got some weird cyborg.
Yeah, there's something going on with that one. But she shows up in the Star Wars stories as well.
She's an original character in the comics as of now. But she's kind of like an Indiana Jones type, definitely more towards robotics. So you find her in the Darth Vader saga, finding what's known as the 000 Protocol, which is a AI that has been locked away since the Clone Wars. That is basically a homicidal robot program. She puts in a protocol droid, like a C-3PO, and then he becomes basically like a torture artist.
Oh my god!
And they have BT-1, which is a R2 suicidal R2 unit.
Dude, I love those two. Yeah, they were like. They cracked me the fuck up.
Good,
like
they're a good time.
I love the fact it's like a complete opposite of R2 and 3PO.
Yep. So you got them, and then Vader is using her to just basically assist in any sort of like things Vader can't get involved in. Stealing credits, enlisting bounty hunters to find whatever. There ends up to be a whole point where the Emperor has basically funded a complete side business to find a new apprentice or to find something.
Those
when
two
Vader
young
goes,
Jedi.
So you got a couple cybernetically enhanced peoples or persons. So that's up in the mix, and basically this, where I'm reading it at the end of Volume 2, brings you to a storyline called Vader Down, which I think crossovers the Star Wars saga, the Star Wars comics that you're reading, and the Vader comics. So they almost crisscross. Because I know Volume 3 picks up after that, so I feel like
Vader Down is... Because there's one Vader story where it's like a samurai story.
Okay.
Where he gets his lightsaber taken away. And the Emperor breaks it.
Okay.
So he sends him to find a Jedi to kill. Because there are no red kyber crystals.
Yeah, you have to
manipulate the kyber crystals. So... And like there's one, and I did talk about this because I just listened to this. I listened to this. Episode.
I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, like he just has to he pulls metal to make his rebuilds everything. So it's yeah, man, and like it made me feel for Vader though.
I can see that.
And I'm sitting there, I'm like, wow. I was like, maybe Vader's not a total bad. He's doing what he has to do to survive.
I agree. Yes,
That's
because
what Vader's motive is.
Yes, and it definitely shows how evil the Emperor is. Because
Oh, absolutely.
The Emperor is a Sith through and through. Like,
oh God, yes.
We've watched episodes of the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Like, we know how he is. He's basically just like,
God.
no, get rid of this person, throw him out.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're trying to turn on me? Fuck, no, kill this guy.
Kill Ventress.
Yeah, exactly.
For no fucking reason, because she's getting too powerful.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm excited to read more of this Vader side story. I wanted to read Vader. I think it's Dark Lord of the Sith. That's the new series that's out right now. But I wanted to read them obviously in order. So
yeah, I didn't know what
here
the order.
we are.
I didn't know what the order was. I was just fucking reading them because I was hooked. You should also read the Star Wars one too.
Yes, I think I can only do the first volume, and then the rest of them are not. I don't know. I have to look into it again. Slippery slope. I would love to just have these things physically, but
let me just. I mean, because I don't want you to, have to spend money. You don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
Comics, because you should be able to get Comixology on there.
Yeah, and Kindle Unlimited too. So it's an option.
Comixology Unlimited is $5.99 a month. So just putting that out there, you could get shit ton of Spider-Man.
I'm like high. This is peak comic reading right now.
I know.
It is. This is rare. So. But, hey, Tom, speaking of reading about comics, since I just spieled on for a bit, and we're going to both be spieling all over the place, what have you been up to?
I have started, I've read Venom, where Eddie Brock gets the symbiote back. Because for a while, Eddie Brock didn't have the symbiote.
Right, yeah.
The symbiote was, like, on this other person who was just, like, abusing it. Not Flash.
I was about to say.
I'm going to get to that.
Okay.
And he gets it back, and it's like, he's like, and this Venom series is when Flash has died.
Right, and this is the Donny Cates.
Yeah.
2018, the newer Venom storyline. Got it. Okay. Just recapping for the nation.
He's like, look, I know Flash was your friend, and I am second best. He's like, I've accepted that. So he's going through this whole thing, and you find out more of the backstory of Eddie Brock, where he pretty much bankrupted his father because his father was like, this whole spoiler, by the way.
Yeah, sorry guys.
Actually, maybe I won't go into it if you're
because I kind of want to read it too.
So yeah, but yeah, he financial issues. Other shit happens. I'm also now reading the Rick Remender Venom. He did Agent Venom.
Oh, okay.
And some of he writes the way Flash Thompson, I think, would talk. Like,
okay. He's
always talking like, oh, Flash goes for the Hail Mary. Can Thompson do it? The crowd goes wild.
He would, yeah.
And then there's one, like, he causes a big explosion. He goes, and somewhere Michael Bay just filled his pants. I'm enjoying it. There's this one part where do you have any interest in reading the Rick Remender?
This is the first time I'm hearing about this.
Yeah, well, like I said, there's this one where they, this crime syndicate guy, he's trying to steal a bunch of vibranium. He blackmails Flash to fly it into New York because he has Betty.
Okay.
And Spider-Man runs into Agent Venom.
Okay.
Of course, he doesn't look like Agent Venom. He looks like full Venom.
Okay.
Because the suit's starting to take over more and more.
Okay.
Because, the thing is, they have sedatives that
right
can control the symbiote a little bit more. And so, he's just like, Spider-Man sees him, all Venomized. And he's like, where's Betty? And he just starts beating the shit out of Venom. Meanwhile, Betty's tied to a bomb. So, he gives the name of the warehouse. Spider-Man saves Betty, and he's just like, thank you. He's like, wait, did you just thank me?
Right.
So pretty much, Spider-Man almost cost the life of one of his longtime friends.
Right,
because he got sidetracked beating the shit out of Venom. So I don't know how it's going to go. I'm on Volume 1 right now.
Okay.
It's very cool. I also read, the Injustice comics are just so good. I read Injustice Year 1. This is where
Well, I mean, it's based off the video games, right? So it's like an
yes,
entire...
but
It
goes...
takes place in that universe,
yes.
so to speak? Okay.
It does touch, like... You do see Superman kill the Joker.
Right.
And then that's when everything starts happening. Like...
Right. Isn't the Joker in the games, though?
You never played them, right?
No.
Okay, so in the games... It's a different... It's the Joker from the primary DC universe.
Oh, so he found his way into the Injustice?
Exactly.
Right, cool.
Which
right,
fucks up Harley Quinn. None of that happens in the comic.
Right, okay.
Harley Quinn takes a pill that gives her superpowers. She beats the fuck out of Lobo. She ends up ripping Lobo's head off. Her, Black Canary, and Green Arrow end up being best friends.
Sure, okay.
She has...
Glug,
Huh?
glug, glug, glug.
She goes Green Arrow captures her and she's like, and he's just like, yeah, you're in the Arrow Cave, and she's like, shouldn't it be called the Quiver? She's like, I get why Batman has the Bat Cave because bats live in caves, but why do you have an Arrow Cave? And every time
damn it!
And every time she says this to someone, they're like, yeah, no, we've been telling him to change the name. Green Arrow gets murked, so that fucks up Black Canary.
I remember hearing about that.
The funny thing is Harley Quinn has like a fake mustache.
Okay.
And they're like, why do you have a fake mustache? One should never have to explain why another has a fake mustache.
Uh-huh.
But it turns out whenever she's like captured, it's a lockpick. So she,
right.
So like, and I love Harley Quinn in the Injustice series. I'm waiting to see if the omnibus of Volume 2 is going to be popping up on Comixology.
Cool.
So, very cool. If not, I'll just buy both omnibuses. I'll give you Injustice Volume 1 and 2 just for shits, so you have them. So,
take it easy. All right. Again, like I said, this is peak comic book reading for me.
Again, if I get the omnibus, I'll just throw them to you. You read them whenever the fuck you want.
Omnibuses are heavy. Don't throw them at me.
No, I get the omnibus.
Oh, then what are you giving me?
I throw
the scraps?
Yeah.
All right, that's fine.
You get my scraps.
All right, is that all you've been up to, Tom?
That's all I've been up to.
A lot of comic book reading.
Oh, yeah.
Sure hope the Rude Nation is ready for more comic book reading.
And Spider-Man.
Because it's Volume 1 of Trading the Backs.
I love this.
This is this is a good concept. And this was something that happened organic with you boys.
Yeah.
We talked about graphic novels I was reading. Tom talked about graphic novels he was reading, and it was a matter of just like, hey, you should read that. Hey, you should read this. And it just happened. It just happened. So we're gonna do a little bit of it's almost like a book report style. Tom's going to talk about what he read that I let him borrow, and then we're going to talk about it together. And then I'm going to talk about what Tom let me borrow, and then we're going to talk about it together.
Yep.
So, Tommy, what did I let you borrow? In that order, please.
Man, I finished these a lot faster than you finished.
Well, 100%. Again,
we had a little bit of issues.
Yeah, Tom originally. Well, we'll talk about what when we get to that. So Tom, what did I let you borrow?
Symbiote Spider-Man.
Okay.
And Spider-Man Life Story.
Right. So
I keep wanting to call this Life End Story for some reason.
So two of my favorite, really the only Spider-Man stories I probably read Spider-Geddon last year, but they came out in 2018. I'm sorry, 2019.
Yes.
And yeah, so Symbiote Spider-Man is a side story that does take place in the 616 continuity when Spider-Man was in the black suit.
Yeah.
And Life Story is almost like a retelling of the whole Spider-Man saga, but if Peter Parker aged up
normal
appropriately.
Yes.
And it has some parallels within Spider-Man's storyline, which we'll get to. But let's talk about Symbiote Spider-Man, Tom. So,
Symbiote Spider-Man, well, first off, I read Life Story before Symbiote Spider-Man.
Right.
I definitely wish I read Symbiote Spider-Man first.
Right. Because Life Story is very good.
Life Story is very good. Symbiote Spider-Man, you definitely see Peter's aggression.
Yes.
Because he just beats the fuck out of Mysterio in this.
Yeah, so Mysterio's the main villain.
Yeah, Mysterio's the main villain.
Which I think is kind of like around the same time as Far From Home.
Right.
So
and Mysterio wants to do one final job and then get out of the game.
Which, I mean, Quentin Beck, come on now.
And
we've heard you say
he
that
does,
before.
he does a bank robbery and he ends up killing a bank teller.
Right.
And no one was supposed to die during this. So there's one point where, at this point, Peter is with Felicia.
Yes.
And he's not talking to Aunt May. Because he dropped out of college, and Aunt May got pissed about that.
Right.
Which is understandable. And
all which happened in, like, the 80s.
Absolutely,
right?
yeah. And they're visiting, Felicia and Peter are visiting Uncle Ben's grave.
Right.
And he sees Quentin Beck. And Quentin Beck, like, looks at Peter, and Peter thinks he recognizes him, and they, end up beating the shit out of each other in some warehouse. It's definitely...
Yeah, skim through it.
Oh, yeah, no, he...
This could be full spoilers, too, so just
yeah,
be wary.
Mysterio hires a mutant who's just superpowered and impenetrable.
Right, yeah.
But,
But I think Peter Parker, who's under the effect of the symbiote, because I think the symbiote is in control at that time. Like, it's one of those, like, if you remember...
Well,
no.
No. The symbiote's not in full control at this point.
Okay.
At the end, when he's supposed to meet Aunt May.
Yes, okay, that's it.
That's when the symbiote gets full control.
In the sense that the suit just takes over and just takes his body for
a joyride.
A joyride.
Yeah.
Perfect, thank you.
Kingpin's involved as well. Like, one of Quentin Beck's friends is working for the Kingpin.
Right, yes.
And Kingpin just slaps the doctor around. Mysterio blackmails Black Cat.
Mm-hmm.
Because Black Cat got her powers from Kingpin.
Yes.
And yeah, so he's just like, get me a piece of this, Batman
the suit to figure it out.
Batman suit.
Spider-Man's
suits. Spider-Man's black suit.
Right.
And he does end up getting a piece of it, and he wears it.
Yes. So he gets infected with the symbiote.
Yeah.
Gets
So
venomized.
they're fighting on top of a train in Queens, and the whole time, Aunt May's sitting at a diner waiting for Peter.
Right.
Because she wants to, reconcile and make
yeah.
things kosher again. And of course, Peter, in classic Parker fashion, doesn't show up. The symbiote does take his body for a joyride. And then after they fight, he wakes up. He's like, "Wait, where the hell am I?" Like,
right. Exactly. Yeah.
This was very cool.
Yes.
And it ends with Peter apologizing to Aunt May, and Aunt May not really giving a shit.
Right. Which brings you basically back to square one, which is cool. It's almost like a very tidy time travel. I don't want to say time travel story, but it's like
side story.
It basically picks up in one point of the Spider-Man history that we already know, and then ends you at the same point. Like it was completely within itself. I think the only ramifications this has is I think because in the Absolute Carnage story that happened last year in 2018, the anyone who was infected with a symbiote gets affected or gets targeted or something like that because Mysterio in the past, quote unquote, got infected.
Right.
I think that's why he might get fucked with in Absolute Carnage. Don't hold me to that. I'm sure your boys will catch up on Absolute Carnage this year. You'll hear about it from us. But final thoughts on Symbiote Spider-Man?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I definitely enjoyed it. Like I said, Peter David, he was
the writer.
He's a classic writer. Peter David wrote a
lot of Hulk stuff,
I think he did 18 years on the Hulk.
Okay.
And he did a lot of Justice League as well.
Sure, okay.
He does a lot of, alternate stories or side stories. Like, he did one called The Nail.
Okay.
Where, Justice League The Nail, where, if, Superman never joined the Justice League.
Oh, okay, interesting.
So, yeah, I read that when we worked at Borders.
Right.
So...
and then just to let the nation know that there is a follow-up to this side story. It's called Symbiote Spider-Man Alien Reality, that I believe either is in comic book shops now, or it is it ended, but the trade paperback will be coming out in June. So you'll probably hear one of us talk about that. It basically continues the same vein of Spider-Man in the black suit in that time period.
Right.
And just dealing with, at this time, it looks like the Hobgoblin. So...
Huh.
You know what I'll be doing.
Yep. So then I also read Spider-Man Life Story,
Right.
Written by Chip Zdarsky,
who's written a lot of Daredevil shit.
He's doing
he's up there.
amazing shit on Daredevil right now, and Mark Bagley.
Mark Bagley's my boy. This is the Rudy for best comic story from me, Sherm.
Yeah. This. Excuse me.
You're right there.
Oh my god. Yeah. This follows Spider-Man as if he was aging.
Yes.
Properly.
Yeah. So
as opposed to now, how he always looks like he's in his 20s.
Yeah. So it starts off in the 60s, I believe, right? And each issue is a decade.
Yes.
Obviously not an entire decade, but this represents the 60s, the 70s, the 80s.
Right.
Okay.
So it's in the 60s, so you're dealing with the Vietnam War.
Mm-hmm.
This is also when he first meets Norman Osborn as well. He's kind of a jerk to Flash Thompson before Flash goes off to Vietnam War. Gwen finds out who he is.
Right.
And they end up working in the same lab with Miles Warner. Miles
Warren, which already off to a great start. For anyone who
knows who Miles Warren is, that's the Jackal.
That's the Jackal. If you know Miles Warren, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He's the Bane of, in the 616 normal continuity, and obviously in this little side story, he was in love with Gwen Stacy. He cloned Gwen Stacy. He also cloned Spider-Man, who then he was like, oh shit, it's Peter Parker. So there you go.
Yeah.
And then obviously that was the original clone saga that took place in the 60s or 70s. And then obviously the 90s clone saga, which I have a like a soft spot, like a baby has a soft spot in the back of its head. That's my soft spot.
Like getting turned into an ashtray.
Exactly. Jesus Christ. So once Miles Warren gets involved in the MCU, I'm sorry.
Fuck.
But
I walk out.
Get ready.
I walk
That's
out.
when Tom gives up.
I walk out. I walk out of the movies.
I just need to see Tom Holland raise his hand like, I have a question, Professor Warren, and then I'm just going to be like, yes!
And you will probably see Cash
Tom just like,
nope. Get up and walk the fuck out of the theater.
It smells like fire.
Yeah.
Tom!
Peter Parker's watching TV. He sees Iron Man in Vietnam War, but he sees Captain America not there.
Right.
So he's
like,
just
what's up with that?
And then Captain America is talks to him and he's just like, I kind of got to see why our soldiers are over there. Which makes a lot of sense. He
gets like some Watchmen parallels, I noticed.
Yeah.
And you even see Horshack. My God, yeah, from Welcome Back, Kotter. Rorschach.
Mr. Carter.
Hey, Ozymandias. I got a question for you. He's in one of the. I'll look for it.
Okay.
Vamp. Gimme.
So
actually probably right there. Nope, keep going.
They're at a bar and Norman Osborn is keeping an eye on this bar, and he ends up setting off a pumpkin bomb. Because that's what Norman Osborn does. He's a piece of shit.
Yep.
And then I really don't know what else happens because I read this so long ago and Chris took away the belt from me.
I'm sorry. Give me one moment.
So then it goes into the 70s where I believe, at this point I think Gwen and Peter are married at this point.
Yep.
And they visit Flash's grave. Spoiler, Flash dies in Vietnam War. He doesn't end up becoming Agent Venom.
Right. Because it's not a great time in Vietnam, despite what you might think.
And, they get married. I think Gwen is still working with Professor Warren.
Yep.
And Peter is working with Reed Richards and Dr. Otto Octavius.
Correct.
And Peter and Reed, they just keep butting fucking heads. Peter ends up walking out on Reed because he feels that we should.
Art is so good.
We should be doing more to help our our soldiers who have come back or who are over at the war still. And he walks out. So then it goes to the 80s, where then you start seeing,
the Secret Wars.
the Secret
That was
Wars.
the
That's
big
where the
sticking
black
point.
suit.
Yep.
The black suit comes, and you see Craven. I believe you see the Sinister Six form there as well.
Slightly,
I really
yes.
wish you would give me the fucking book
I'm
back.
sorry. I don't fucking know.
You're
but-
killing me,
Sorry.
Smalls. You're
sorry.
killing
Go
me.
Go ahead. Sorry, continue. It's really good. I was getting flashbacks.
Yeah. So, but, Captain America is working with the, Viet Congs.
Right. Because
he's just
all
like,
about freedom. Like,
yeah, he's
think
all
about
about freedom and like
lack of oppression.
America's just like killing people,
Yeah.
the American soldiers are just killing people. So then Iron Man and the Avengers. It's kind of like Civil War.
Yes.
It's kind of like the Civil War. Harry visits Norman. Mary.
Actually, you might be in the 70s.
I am in the 70s right now.
I'm sorry.
Mary Jane and Peter kind of have a blowout because Harry's all fucking drugged out.
Which happened.
And yeah, and Mary Jane
Harry
tells him
becomes
off.
the Green Goblin, which happened.
Yep.
That's my favorite part about this is that each volume or each issue really still deals with the things that happened in Spider-Man's life at the time.
Sure, and
we're gonna get even more into that, but
and I do like how his costume changes.
yes, because he
right
adapts.
now he's wearing bits of armor,
Yes.
on parts, and so pretty much this is the introduction of Ben Reilly
So the
and
clones, because
clone
which
Gwen
happens.
Stacy, and they go to live their own life.
Yes.
So then the 90s, the 80s happen, and that's where the Secret Wars, the black suit,
Peter's now with Mary Jane.
he's married to Mary Jane because Gwen Stacy gets murked.
Yeah, that was very confusing when I read this. So it's almost like a throwaway panel that Miles Warren cloned Gwen Stacy, kept the original.
Yeah.
And the clone and the person that Peter had a relationship with was the clone.
Yes.
And in my mind, I'm like, all right, who gives a fuck at that point? But I understand,
right? Because then
that's the real person.
Yeah.
Why couldn't so? Whatever. So then basically, Ben Reilly and the Peter Parker clone and the Gwen Stacy clone
go
off.
to live in Chicago.
Yes.
And so now we're in the 90s, and Doc Ock accidentally kills Harry. And now Peter's starting to look battle worn. And,
Yeah. Oh, big time.
He's
yeah.
all
he's
wrinkled.
because he's in his. He was what, a teenager?
Easily
so
in his 50s.
40s.
Yeah,
40s, 50s.
Yeah, 40s, 50s now. He comes across Norman Osborn, who's just this decrepit old man.
Yep.
He
basically got the second clone saga in this.
Yeah. He ends up having Peter ends up having 2 kids with Mary Jane.
Right.
Mary Jane ends up leaving him with the kids.
No, she leaves with the kids.
Yeah, she leaves
because
with the
he
kids.
stays with Aunt May.
Right. Because Aunt May ends up
she's got dementia.
she has dementia. She ends up taking the kids out.
Yeah, obviously when the kids were stroller.
Still in stroller. Yeah. Not taking them out.
There's a button for that.
I know.
Who cares? It's
Yeah.
What?
Not taking them out.
Right.
But taking them out for a day in the park.
Right, which turned out to be a nightmare because the fucking lady's got dementia.
Then it in the 2000s you have Marloon who shows up, starts hunting down Peter and his family.
Which kills Ben Reilly because
kills Ben Reilly.
So Peter decides to step away. Ben Reilly takes over as Spider-Man, which happened.
Yep.
And Marloon comes up into the mix, kills Ben Reilly.
Yep.
Realizes that you're not the spider totem I'm after. And then basically tries to hunt down Peter Parker.
Yep.
Yes.
And then they introduce Miles, and then, the 2010s.
Yeah, which I think was my favorite part.
Peter and Miles, they go up to space, but apparently Dr. Octavius has taken over Miles' body.
Right, so you got your Superior Spider-Man arc, you've got your Ultimate Spider-Man arc.
Yep. Craven in the Venom symbiote, which just looks...
Oh, we didn't even talk about that. In the 80s one, you have your nod to Craven's Last Hunt.
Yep, where he shoots him.
Right, but it turns out that the symbiote grafted onto Kraven this
Yeah.
whole time.
Yep.
So they have a fight in space of all places.
Yeah. So when he removes the symbiote, it's just dust. It's dust and bones.
Because the man, Sergei Kravinoff, has been long dead.
Yeah. And then Spider-Man has a fight in
his mind.
His mind with
Which happens.
with Octavius, Vulture, just all of his classic villains. And pretty much Peter sacrifices himself so the symbiote, 1, doesn't come back to Earth, and 2, to save Miles.
I saw that as almost the symbiote saved him. Or tried to help save him.
The fucking ship blows up.
Well, the ship blows up regardless, but it was almost like the symbiote tried to protect Peter.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen, obviously.
So, and then Mary Jane gives Miles Peter Parker's original
the original
suit,
costume. So.
and he's donning that.
Dude, it was so fucking good.
Man. It really was. It just, if I don't read anything else, like if I don't find anything else as like my read of the year this year, this might be my read of the year.
Yeah, Life Story was so good.
Life Story was really good.
I would love if they did a Life Story for other Marvel characters.
Well, you know what, they might, because they did Old Man Logan, and now they did Old Man Hawkeye. They did
they like to do
like Old Woman Laura, X-23.
Sure.
So it was like they shit. You do Life Story of Wolverine, it'd be like fucking huge.
Do like Life Story of Iron Man or something like that. You know what I mean? Like about Life Story of Captain
And
America.
I didn't even mention that Iron Man was such a prick in this.
Well, yeah, because Tony Stark,
he was a
fucking billionaire philanthropist and tried to, basically, because again, you have to think about Peter Parker's, I'll have one. Peter Parker's intelligence, and then comes with age. He develops Parker Industries way earlier and sooner. Like I believe in like.
Well, Otto is the one that started Parker Industries.
But you know what I mean? Yeah. Because he needed that jump start. Whereas Peter, fine. Whereas Peter couldn't because he's basically been portrayed as a young adult this whole time.
Yeah.
But now he's an adult. He's moving on. He starts his own business. And then Tony Stark is like, all right, well, let's merge, motherfuckers.
And Peter doesn't want to.
No, absolutely not.
Because Stark is still at this point of wanting to make war machines.
Yes, exactly. But my God, this is so good. And I'm looking at the art. It's fantastic.
That is tasty.
It is good, right?
Yeah.
Man, this was good. This was good.
It really was.
This is definitely... I'm incredibly happy. It was my Rudy of the Year.
Sure.
Comics. Anyone who likes Spider-Man, give this a read. Spider-Man Life Story. Still my favorite graphic novel of 2018. Yeah. A lot of fun.
Good.
So that was what you got, Tommy.
Yes.
What you traded me, though, for these two wonderful Spider-Man books was you gave me... Well, you originally gave me... You gave me the New Mutants, the Demon Bear Saga, which was a tiny little read.
I want you to stick. I want you to do because
I'll keep that for Volume 2.
Because that is what the movie is based off.
I'll keep that for Volume 2.
So.
And you also give me Mutant Massacre.
Oh my
which
God!
Is some Chris Claremont 500-page.
It wasn't that big.
Graphic novel nonsense.
It wasn't
There's
that
no
big.
way I'm getting to this.
You know what I think we're gonna have to do for Volume 2.
What's that?
You give me 2 books, and I'll give you 1 big one.
That's fine. I will give you the entire Spider-Geddon.
You're getting
the entire Spider-Geddon.
Here you go. Here's Fatal Attraction.
God, yeah, that's a rough one. So
you want to talk wordy?
So we reassessed, and you gave me both volume. No.
You cried.
I didn't cry.
Cried.
I expressed it to you as an adult that for the time constraints of this podcast to produce content, which we're all about, I wasn't going to be able to produce that content. Tom's crying right now because he knows I'm right. So you let me borrow Batman Hush, Volume 1 and Volume 2.
Yes.
Jeff Loeb wrote, you spoke about him.
Yes.
Jeff Loeb. Jim Lee art, man oh man. You're wearing a goddamn Jim Lee shirt basically.
I'm wearing
Jim Lee's face.
Jim Lee X-Men, yeah.
So Batman Hush was a storyline in, what's the copyright of this, Tom?
2000?
2003.
2003.
Shit, at least the graphic novel is.
Sure.
And so, correct me if I'm wrong, Tom. Because Batman is, I like Batman. Don't get me wrong. We're gonna dedicate an entire month to Batman. Batman, right now, in this continuity.
Yes.
Dick Grayson is Nightwing. Jason Todd, dead. Tim Drake is Robin. Okay, that's honestly like the best way I can like figure out where I'm at in Batman. Okay, cool.
Barbara Gordon is Oracle.
Oracle, yeah. So Killing Joke already happened.
Yes.
So this tale talks about Batman, and basically someone's fucking with Batman this entire time. Someone's gotten his rogues out and have given them different tricks. Yep. So it starts off, Batman's just doing basically a routine hostage situation where he's got to rescue a kid. And there's money going out, the ransom's being paid, and the person who's apparently in charge of all of this is Killer Croc. Now, that doesn't make any goddamn sense, because Killer Croc is a goddamn idiot.
He's a monster.
He's a monster,
He's a monster!
So, that's already, like, something's not right.
Yeah.
So, Batman tries to get to the bottom of this. In the fray, Catwoman steals the money under Batman. That money ends up going to Poison Ivy. Again, people are acting kind of like a little bit just like...
Out of character.
Out of character, yes.
Right.
So, while Batman is chasing Catwoman, someone cuts his bat wire. The bat wire.
The bat rope.
The bat rope. The bat rope.
Bat twang.
Which, that doesn't happen.
Right.
He falls down into an alley, you know,
fucking
gets
destroyed.
fucked up.
Yeah.
The Huntress, who's a character I'm not really familiar with. I'm assuming she was a villain who turned
No,
to
she
leave
was, she was never really accepted by the Bat family.
Well, who was she?
Her father was a mob boss, and she was like, I'm just gonna fuck with my dad, like, you know.
Oh, so she wanted to be a good guy.
She wanted to be a good guy, but she would always go to the extreme.
Okay, that's what it seems
So
like, yeah.
she was never really accepted by the Bat family.
Sure.
Particular Batman.
Right.
Because,
fine.
I mean, Batman doesn't accept anyone.
Right.
So, yeah, that's who... And she was the closest when
She was the closest at the time when Batman fell and he needed help. Batman is able to use Morse code to communicate to, I believe it's Alfred, the name of a gentleman named Thomas Elliot. Yes. Thomas Elliot is, I guess, up until this point, an unknown character, but he was a childhood friend of Bruce Wayne and
his
the
best
Waynes.
Friend.
His best friend. His parents both died. His dad got killed in a car accident. His mother died to cancer.
Yep.
He is a very famous surgeon, neurosurgeon. Okay, thank you. And that's basically how this character gets introduced. So already off the bat, you know this is almost like a who's who of what's going on in Batman's world.
And it's like, okay, they're introducing someone new.
Right, they're introducing someone new. So already off, I mean, again, this is something, I've already known this, again, from the video games, of who Hush is. Right. So it's not really a big surprise, but I'm going to keep it a surprise for you, Nation, when we get to it. So already,
my favorite villain.
Like I've said, we've already known, we know the Lizard's in the mix, Catwoman, Poison Ivy. The Lizard. Yeah, I'm looking at him right now.
Killer Croc, you
Killer Croc. God, man, the parallels.
It's all right. It's all right. I said Batman during Spider-Man, so.
Killer Croc's in the mix.
You'll say Black Cat.
You got the Lizard in the mix. You got Black Cat in the mix. You got who's the Huntress parallel? Who could be the Huntress parallel?
I don't know. You'll have to let me.
What about Poison Ivy parallel?
You'll have to.
All right, we got to figure that out. We did this whole thing.
Shriek.
Oh God, Shriek. We did this whole thing when we worked together. We kind of like amalgamed Spider-Man and Batman characters.
We didn't work.
It was we
didn't work much at all.
Right. So Killer Croc is in the mix. Huntress, Catwoman, Poison Ivy.
You see the original Green Lantern in a flashback.
Right, yeah. Cool. So you talk about, so there's a lot of flashbacks going on between Bruce Wayne and Thomas Elliot as far as like...
More Bruce Wayne thinking.
Right, but it is a lot of... It's trying to expound on a character we, again, should know about, should care about. And this is something that is lost on me for not being a person who followed Batman stories up to this point. Does this feel like a cop-out, Tom? Do you feel like... Because basically they just... In wrestling parlance, they basically introduced someone, just gave him a push right off the bat. Like, are you supposed to care that much about Thomas Elliot? Or are you supposed to be just like, I don't give a shit about him? You know what I mean?
The way he was introduced and the fact that he saved Bruce Wayne's life.
Okay.
You're just kind of like, oh shit, okay, this guy's something.
Okay.
He's something. Don't know what the fuck he is yet, but he's something.
Right, okay. Alright, that's fine. Something to talk about in this storyline is also Batman / Bruce Wayne developing and coming to terms with his feelings for Selina Kyle, a.k.a. Catwoman. To the point that he he basically unveils his secret identity to her, which is a huge step, obviously, a huge situation in trust, but also slightly uncharacteristic of Batman.
Right.
So basically, everyone is just kind of a little bit tilted. Also, they bring in Superman because, honestly, that's when you know it's kind of like a big deal.
Well, yes, he goes to Metropolis.
He goes to Metropolis because he's trying to find out. Didn't someone have like a kryptonite? Oh no, because the poison Ivy had or some shit. I don't know. It was a LexCorp thing.
I thought it was from Remnants of the Lazarus Pit.
No, it didn't get not there yet.
Oh, okay,
Not
but
there
yes. Yet. And Bruce Wayne is the owner of the Daily Planet.
Wayne is the owner of the Daily Planet, which that was a fun fact, I guess. I didn't need to know.
Well, they actually mentioned that in the the Superman Batman animated movie that they did.
Oh, really?
That led into the Justice League cartoon.
Huh. And I'm sure they did that in the Hush cartoon, which I'm dying to see now at this point. So they bring in. So obviously you go to Metropolis. You can't have a Metropolis store without Superman. So Superman's showing up. Batman talks to Talia.
Al Ghul.
No, Talia Head.
Well,
I know, but who's?
That's Talia. That's right. That's Ra's al Ghul's.
Right. Who is the
Demon Head?
Yeah. No, that's why she's called that, Talia Head.
Because Ra's al Ghul means the demon's head.
So why not just Talia al Ghul?
I don't know why Jeff Loeb chose that.
All right, that's fine.
I really don't, because I've always seen it as Talia al Ghul.
Okay, so Talia works with Lex Luthor at LexCorp. Then that's when he finds out someone's been fucking around with the Lazarus Pit. So now we got to bring in Ra's al Ghul. But first,
let's give a little backstory on Talia al Ghul real quick.
Okay, sure, go ahead.
Talia al Ghul drugged Batman back in the 80s, early 90s, mid 90s. Drugged him, had sex with him, and then later conceived had a child that he didn't know, who is now Damian Wayne.
Who's now the current Robin?
Yes.
Okay.
So who's just a fucking little psychopath. Little sociopath.
You want to talk about Batman having daddy issues? Oh boy. Both my parents have daddy issues. Oh boy.
Well, here's the fucked up thing: is that Talia al Ghul she put some sort of microchip into Damian, hired Deathstroke to be able to kind of sit in like a video game chair and control Damian Wayne and try to kill Dick Grayson when Dick Grayson was Batman.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, you want to talk issues?
That's some issues, yeah.
This is fucking major issues.
So Volume 1 basically wraps up with Batman trying to confront Poison Ivy. Catwoman's also confronting Poison Ivy because Catwoman's like, okay, you fucked with me somehow.
Well, hold on, you gotta go into. Sorry.
Well, what are you gonna say? I feel like I was missing something.
No, you go, and if you're missing something, I'll rewind.
Both of them want to be like, all right, what are you doing? Because it seems like you're mind controlling a lot of people in this mix. What's happening? Like, they're basically the next link is Poison Ivy, and then you want to talk about mind control, so. Poison Ivy, somehow, which I guess might have been an issue of Superman, Poison Ivy mind-controlled Superman.
The way she does it is...
With the lipstick.
She mixes her mind-control lipstick with kryptonite.
Ah, okay. Alright, so there you go. Classic. So, you have a...
Piece of rock, his biggest downfall.
I know. So you have a classic Superman versus Batman fight. Which, obviously, Batman is well equipped to, because he knows how to. They
go into lead-lined sewers, and then he ends up giving Catwoman...
a kryptonite ring.
That he always holds in a lead box.
So he knows what Superman is capable of, even with mind control. He knows that Superman is a Boy Scout through and through, and then basically gets to a point where that, all right, Superman, I know you really want to kill me, but Catwoman is going to throw Lois Lane off a building. And I know where you're going. So basically that
fucking Catwoman just launches her off.
That bluff was called, and then basically that's when they get some sense into Superman, because Superman's able to fight the mind control off enough. And that's pretty much where Volume 1 ends. And obviously, with all this craziness, you have a bandaged, trench-coated man watching this whole thing, like basically in the shadows this entire time. Who could that be? I wonder. Could it be the man on the cover named Hush?
I also enjoy when both Batman and I think Catwoman like just knocks out Poison Ivy, and Superman's like, "Was that really necessary?" And they're both like, "Yes,
Yeah.
yep, it was." Like,
so what were you gonna say, Tom? I'm sorry.
No. You covered everything.
Okay, great. So
you did good. You put clip.
I do good.
You know, you put your notes. Your
Yeah.
I forget what the fuck they're called when you're doing a book report or a term
annotations,
paper.
Annotations. My bibliography.
Yeah. Man, my older brother would be mad at me if I missed that one.
So, Volume 2 picks up Bruce Wayne, Selena Kyle, and Thomas Elliot, and some old broad. They're at the opera.
The old broad, give respect to, that's Leslie Thompson.
Okay.
She was one of the first people to reach out to Bruce Wayne when his parents were murdered because she was a close family friend.
Okay.
And also had relations with Alfred.
Whoa.
Yes.
So, those three individuals are at the opera, and the opera gets basically invaded, lack of a better phrase, interrupted. Thank you. That's a better phrase. By Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn definitely doesn't act on her own in this time period, so that's already off to like a what the hell is she doing here by herself? Doing like one of those classic, put your jewels in the bag, and then that's what happens. Basically, you also get introduced to this ring that I believe it's Thomas Elliot's mother's ring.
The jade
that he has,
circle.
Yeah, it's like it's something that a keepsake that he keeps on him. I'm sorry. So there's a bit of a fray, obviously, because Selena Kyle becomes Catwoman, Bruce Wayne becomes Batman. They both try to go and fight Harley Quinn. Thomas Elliot wants to get his keepsake back, runs into an alleyway, and gets shot, presumably, by the Joker.
Woo! And Jim Lee draws the Joker pretty fucking fantastic.
Absolutely, insane. My God, let's talk about that. So Batman, seeing the Joker, getting flashbacks to obviously seeing the Joker with a smoking gun, or with a gun, and
that says
his
Bane.
friend, well, obviously, and seeing his newly reacquainted friend shot dead, getting flashbacks of him, the Joker shooting Barbara Gordon, getting flashbacks of him beating Jason Todd, almost kills the Joker.
Just real quick, I
right then and there.
I told you about the whole Jason Todd thing, how they put out a 1-800 number of like to vote to kill him or
and they were like, fuck
oh my God, like fucking you want to talk like we were savages growing up. Like we were like fuck this kid.
I mean, fun fact, you want to talk about like comic book deaths, like the whole Gwen Stacy thing. Like there was such an outcry when they killed off Gwen Stacy. That's why they brought her back in the Clone Saga. Okay, that's you. But you want to talk about that? Like you had the audience vote to kill off this one person, whereas you had basically the audience reach out and save another character. Yeah. Go figure. So Batman beats the ever-loving shit out of the Joker.
Right.
Catwoman tries to stop him. Doesn't work. The only person that can actually try to talk some sort of sense into him is Jim Gordon.
Yep.
Who at this point I don't believe is police chief. I think he's just kind of like a renegade or something. Oh, okay.
No, he's commissioner.
All right, fine. That wasn't the vibe I was getting. But anyway, so Batman comes to terms and he's just like, what the fuck? And this entire time, Joker's saying, I'm innocent, which is something the Joker would say. Uh-huh. So, yeah. Then we get the next issue deals with Thomas Elliot's funeral. Mm-hmm. Dealing with...
Says, oh, Captain, my captain.
Yes.
And Dick Grayson goes, remind me to never have him talk at my funeral.
Right. But speaking of Dick Grayson, they bring in Nightwing. So again, you got more Batman characters coming in on the mix.
Now, I'm wondering, after you're done, I'm wondering if you're noticing a certain little theme
I don't know.
throughout this.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
They take down the Riddler, which seems a little kind of side story, but we'll get to that. And then you get this kind of side-by-side comparison of the bandaged gentleman going to talk to the Joker,
Mm-hmm.
unveiling himself and introducing himself as Harvey Dent. You don't see his face, but from all intents and purposes, you see no two-face.
Mm-hmm.
You see one face.
Uh-huh.
And the parallel of Batman showing off his secret identity to Catwoman.
Yep.
And basically, that's where that issue ends.
Yep.
The next issue picks up with Batman facing Ra's al Ghul, being like, well, obviously something's going on with this fucking Lazarus pit. So what's up with that? Turns out Ra's al Ghul is like, yeah, someone's fucking with the Lazarus pit. I don't know. Who would need to rejuvenate a body? Basically, that's where that ends.
I love how, like, you know, they work Lex Luthor in.
Yeah, again, like, you know, I like shit like that. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like the Marvel universe, the DC universe, they're big enough, and then when you start, like, you know, picking and choosing,
Mm-hmm.
like, you know, like nowadays I feel like it's kind of weird to be like, you can't just have a Spider-Man story. You have to have like, if it's that big, you gotta have someone else
Yeah,
in it. Like,
everyone.
I understand, like, the first thing I come to think of is Maximum Carnage.
I was just gonna
and
say.
at the end of it, the West Coast Avengers show up, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay, fine.
I mean,
But-
for me, it's Executioner Song.
Okay. Or how about this, Hunted? Because there was a throwaway page where it was like someone's blocked down Central Park and the Avengers are there and they're like, well, we don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Perfect. Like,
Yeah.
Avengers, it's not your story to tell right now. You're in the sidelines.
Yeah.
But I like that because it's
Yeah.
like it's almost like it's showing the level of crisis
Yeah.
in the world.
It's an Avengers level crisis.
Exactly, yeah, and
Yeah.
the Avengers are powerless to do anything right
Yeah.
now. So it's got to be Spider-Man who's up in Central Park fighting Kraven robots, whatever. While this is happening, not the Kraven robots, the Batman stuff. Batman comes back to the Batcave, finds that Ra's al Ghul left a sword, or someone left a sword. So Batman's like, okay, someone's fucking with me. I know this now.
Yeah.
While all that's happening, I think I'm misplacing my time, but whatever. While that's happening, Jim Gordon is visited by a completely cured, for lack of a better phrase, Harvey Dent.
Yeah.
Who I did not think would look like this.
Well,
But
they
again,
had
he was acid burnt, like, you
well,
know.
I guess they kind of had to shave his head.
Yeah,
to,
no,
like,
'cause
you know.
so he looks just like a bald man.
He looks like Lex
that's it.
Luthor if you look
Right,
at him.
yeah, that's what, like, when you say, like, you're Two-Face, I'm like, I guess I'm supposed to believe
Yeah.
that's what his face looks like. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm a little mixed up. So Batman was fighting Ra's al Ghul. Catwoman has Talia as a hostage and then gets beaten up by
Talia, I
Lady
think?
Shiva.
Oh yeah. She's fucking she's something.
Right. She's something, he says. But basically it all ends up to Batman really showing his feelings for Catwoman.
Mhm.
They go back to the Batcave.
And the funny thing is about that part where he's like talking about like all of his scars that she gave him.
Right.
That was a Wizard Magazine exclusive.
Oh, okay.
That
so
they
this
worked
little side story. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
that
what
they
I thought.
worked
Yeah.
into there.
But so they're back in the Batcave now. Tim Drake gets up in the mix again.
Tim Drake, not fucking happy
No.
at all.
So Tim Drake is like, "What the fuck is Catwoman doing?"
Tim Drake
here?
is
I
the
can't
current
believe you
Robin
told-"
right now at this point.
Yes, which we said. He's
I'm
upset.
reiterating.
Oh, that's fine. So he's like, what the fuck's going on here? Why is Catwoman here?
Right.
Catwoman knows who your identity is. Oh my god, what's going on? But it turns out it's all like a big ruse.
Yeah.
To basically kind of find out if Catwoman
See if she's worthy, like just not
Yes.
worthy, but
Not-
trustworthy.
Exactly, yeah. So Catwoman runs into Huntress. Huntress has a little bit of... she's going a little nuts because she's being infected by the Scarecrow's fear toxin.
Of course.
So the Scarecrow's up in the mix.
Who is the only one who is really acting like himself?
Right, yeah, that's correct.
Is like, yeah.
But like, but the Scarecrow, like this seems kind of small time.
Why is
Like,
he getting involved?
Yeah, why yeah, exactly. So why now you? While this is happening, someone beats up Tim Drake, who is also kind of like waiting in the wings.
Yep.
And it's the character that we're gonna call Hush, because I don't think they're really he's really named anything at this point, right?
Right.
Okay, so it's the bandaged individual in a trench coat. The bandage comes off. It's a man in the mask, and it is. It looks like
It's
it is
Jason Todd.
Jason Todd, the second Robin,
Of what
the one that
Jason Todd probably would look like right now.
right. Yes, exactly. And that is the big reveal.
Yeah.
Next issue comes along. Batman knows, again, he is very much aware someone is fucking with him.
Yeah.
So he is doubting that this is Jason Todd. Jason Todd is doing things that Batman did not teach Jason Todd. Jason Todd is aged up in a sense that if his body was exhumed with the Lazarus Pit, would not look like. So he is very much doubting that this individual he is fighting is Jason Todd.
Right.
But he's getting fucked with level
100.
Yeah, level 100 right now.
Yeah, easily.
Is this that point? No. So he's fighting this person, fighting, and then his body dissolves because it's clay.
Yep.
So that was Clayface posing
Yep.
as an older Jason Todd as this bandaged individual. So Batman's like, what the fuck is going on? Goes to Oracle for a spell.
I fucking hate my life right now.
Absolutely, yeah. Goes to Oracle for a spell, finding out that someone's been fucking with the Bat computer. Talks to this dude named Harold. Harold, I guess, is a C-list side character of Batman's.
Harold,
He was basically a homeless man who was good with technology.
and he was the mechanic.
Yeah, so brought him into the Batcave.
And he was he was introduced around the time of No Man's Land,
Okay.
when Gotham had the huge earthquake.
Okay, gotcha. So in this 2-page panel, you're introduced, to me, as a brand new reader, you're introduced to this character as Harold, immediately gets shot in the head by the bandaged individual.
Yes, and the thing was about Harold is the way he was talking. If you notice, Batman's like, you're talking really, because he was slow. He was like he lack of a better term, he was a retard.
Right. He was like an invalid, mongoloid sort of thing.
Exactly.
Yes. Which I think are all medical terms, so, don't fucking fight me.
Yeah, exactly. And you want to get sensitive? Download, don't listen.
So, the bandaged individual kills Harold.
Yep.
So now, Batman's like, we're done. What the fuck is going on?
Now I'm just going to start punching shit.
And it is pretty much revealed, unveiled, I don't know how you want to say it, that this person is Thomas Elliot.
Yep.
Who is out for revenge, and it seems like
petty reason.
His motive is that the car crash that was going to kill
was supposed to kill both his parents. So
Thomas Wayne saved his mother.
Right.
So Thomas Elliot couldn't get any of the inheritance money.
Exactly. So he got pissed off because Bruce got all of that money.
All of his money when his
parents died instantly, and he had to wait for his mother
to die of
cancer for years.
Exactly, yes.
So, and living, helping her hand and foot, too.
So, Hush gets betrayed by Harvey Dent.
Yep.
Because Harvey Dent is like, nah, we're done here.
Yeah.
I'm tired of this bullshit. So, Hush gets shot, falls off a bridge, and then disappears.
Yep.
So, you pretty much think that that's it until, I guess, the true mastermind of this entire thing, which, again, just seems to be just like, don't get me wrong, I'm a big fan, but absolutely unnecessary, was that the Riddler hired Thomas Elliot to basically, while he was in Arkham, get all of Batman's rogues to fuck with him to the extent to get him for revenge, basically. And I mean, just honestly seems completely unnecessary, but I mean, okay, fine, whatever. And then at the end, Catwoman, Batman get back into a will they, won't they situation.
Right, and
so no happy ending.
And she says hush, and he's like, "Why did you say that?
Why would you say that?"
Right. So, what did you think?
I liked it. I liked it because for me, for a not Batman, not fan, but a Batman
newbie.
For Batman newbie, yes, perfect. A lot of fan service with a lot of characters.
Yes.
I'm a big fan of that. Though I could read like give me the best Riddler story, give me the best Joker story.
Sure.
Catwoman story. I could get behind that too. However, in that same respect, I feel like it had a little bit of fucking ADD because like I'm reading these things and I'm like, okay, cool, he's fighting Killer Croc, and now he's fighting the Joker, and now he's fighting Ra's al Ghul, and now he's fighting this guy and that guy and this guy. Again, fan service is great. I'll play the Arkham games until I fucking die.
Right.
And I love that shit when Nightwing shows up or when
Right,
Robin
right,
shows
right,
up.
right,
I love
right.
that shit. But it seemed to me, and again, with comics not being my my real forte, is it just seemed like a lot. It seemed like it wasn't a lot to read. It was a quick read, but it just seemed like it was so very dense, which is fine. But it was just like,
if you didn't know a lot of like Batman,
here's the Scarecrow, here's
backstory,
Hush,
right?
Here's Jason Todd, here's
Right.
Clayface, here's Catwoman.
Now here's the
here's Harold.
Here's the one theme that was constantly showing up in that was that a lot of the major players who were close to Bruce Wayne and Batman, they were all wearing the same brown trench coat.
Yes, that is correct. They do mention that. It wraps up really well.
Yeah.
Like the story itself, very self-contained, very well. I feel like the fact that like, so if I remember correctly, I think I read something where I don't want to say that this was the original plot, but that Hush was going to be Jason Todd. However, I think what happened was it got telegraphed too early, and the audience was like, "Oh, obviously it's Jason Todd." So then, I guess they were like, "Oh fuck, no, it's not." I mean, it's Thomas Elliott. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and for me, like, I think if that was the reveal that it was Jason Todd, I would have been like, "Oh, fuck yeah, that's pretty cool," because, like, you know, you again, as someone who has played the Arkham games and has a very basic understanding of the Batman lore, I kind of knew Hush wasn't Jason Todd.
Right.
But if that was the reveal, I would have been like, "Okay, that's pretty cool." And I remember I've seen that panel before.
Yeah.
Of quote unquote Jason Todd with Tim Drake, like at gunpoint or knife
having
point
the
or something
blade.
like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I've seen that before, and that's pretty heart wrenching, or it reverberates well. I don't know how his reveal as Red Hood goes. If
my god! I actually have to get that book.
Okay.
Like, I believe the animated movie kind of follows it.
Okay.
Like, panel to panel.
But like, I honestly, like, I feel like doing that, like, almost like, and then when they do bring Jason Todd back, you're like, "Hey, we saw this already."
No.
It really? Okay. Hey, more power to you,
What
Batman.
they do?
Authors.
Well, you saw Under the Red Hood.
I don't remember it.
Okay. Well, yeah. He fucking steals a LexCorp shipment of kryptonite.
Talking about Red Hood.
Yeah.
Okay.
He decapitates a bunch of heads of gangsters, and then then throws them to like the mob bosses, and he's like, "Yo, that's all your lieutenants' heads."
Okay.
Like,
no, I got.
And but Hush, like, he shows up again in War Drums, which is another Batman epic story.
Okay. Did I read No Man's Land? Did you let me borrow that
I don't
years
have
ago?
that. I don't have No Man's Land. Maybe you borrowed it when we worked at Borders.
I feel like you gave me a Batman book. We'll talk about it.
Definitely not.
I feel like you did.
Thomas Elliott also shows up to the point where he looks like Bruce Wayne. Because he gets facial reconstruction.
I've heard
he
that.
He kidnaps Catwoman, straps her heart to a bomb, so if her heart stops at any point, the bomb goes off and takes out, like, part of Gotham or some shit.
I think that's how they treated him in one of the Arkham games.
I think so.
City.
Maybe. And, like, yeah, and they fuck with him so hard, which is just like, good, you know what? You're an asshole.
Right.
So.
But overall, I liked it.
Good, I'm good.
I'd definitely be more open. Again, with Marvel and Spider-Man, that being more my thing. Batman, I think, is the best
parallel,
thank you, for the DC Universe to get into. I mean, shit, we've been tripping over both people's rogues and characters and side
love interest,
this entire podcast, this entire fucking saga. But yeah, I really liked it.
All 65 episodes.
Yep. I really like it. I will definitely read more Batman.
Good.
And,
good, because I have so much.
I know. And so I think that that wraps up, I think, Trading the Backs Volume 1, Tommy.
Absolutely.
So we will see what we got in next store for Volume 2. But Nation, before we go, we went to our social media accounts. We went to our Twitter, twitter.com/RudeBoys469, and our Facebook, facebook.com/RudeBoys469. And we asked you, because this was a comic book focused episode, who is your superhero of choice? And we put Spider-Man versus the Batman.
Batman!
Well, if you were on our Facebook, that's what they would say, because on Facebook, Batman 67% to Spider-Man's 33%.
Damn.
Right? However, on our Twitter, a little more Spider-Man slanted. 75% voted for Spider-Man and 25% voted for the Batman.
So we're going to say it's a tie.
I guess so, yes. I mean, if you got to, like, eliminate those people who follow us and voted twice, whatever.
Well, I'm thinking averages. And like,
yeah, sure, averages. Yeah, averages. I like that.
Like, I'm average. I'm average size.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where?
Hot everywhere.
Everywhere, baby. So, yeah.
But I can still make... Never mind.
Okay.
Someone choke.
Oh, boy. So, Nation, thank you so much for participating in these votes. You did nothing for us, but we really do appreciate it. Thank you. Actually, we love it. We love the vote. We love you guys voting in on our stuff. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And just get ready.
For nothing.
Get ready for more participation. And on that note, Nation, thank you for sitting in with us. That was a big time comic book issue. Episode.
We haven't done a...
We really haven't.
Yeah,
no.
we haven't done like a big beefy
It's
comic.
kind of like Blitzkrieg
comic
News
centric.
when it's like nothing in comics.
Yeah.
But you know what? No, we need to start representing, because I mean, comics, they spill into the movies, they spill into the
Absolutely.
TVs, you know, all that stuff, the video games.
Those are my babies.
Right.
Those are my baby boys.
But we ain't talk about comics next episode, motherfuckers. All right, I'm sorry. Episode 66. As of posting, season 7, the final season of Star Wars: The Clone Wars,
That's what they say.
is debuting on Disney Plus. So your boys, we've been watching Clone Wars the best we can. We're gonna be talking about Clone Wars. Episode 66, Clone Wars. Get in on it. We probably won't watch any of the new season though, because we're still watching.
Initiate Order 66.
Execute Order. Episode 66. So that's next episode. Let us know if you're watching Clone Wars, if you've watched Clone Wars, if you hate Clone Wars, if you're neutral about Clone Wars. Just let us know about Clone Wars. Talk to us about Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Clone Wars.
Not Spider-Man clones, though.
Not...
Please, not Spider-Man clones. Oh, boy. Oh.
You can reach us up on our social media accounts.
Gonna make me read those fucking clones.
No, I wouldn't let you. That is a lengthy read.
Yeah, you'll make me do it.
If you want to reach us out on social media, we are at the following locations: twitter.com/rudeboys469, facebook.com/rudeboys469, instagram.com/rudeboys469. Over on our Instagram account, we have hit over 50 followers, likers. I don't know how it goes, but thank you so much. Thank you guys for loving us. As of recording, your boys are at 57 followers. Thank you so much. We got a new batch of followers. We've reached out. We've shouted out to some of y'all. Let us know, man. Hit us up. Comment on our stuff. Tommy's all in charge of that stuff. Over on Twitter, though, a little light. We only got about like 22 followers. I know we're not pushing it, but, you know, give us a like, man. You know, we just post the episode. That's all. I know you can get it any other way, but come on.
Come on.
Though, honestly, we're a little anemic on our YouTube page.
Do we have a YouTube?
We do have a YouTube page. See, not a lot of people know that we have a YouTube
Shit,
page.
I don't even know.
I know you know because you subscribe to it.
Yeah,
I want you to subscribe.
I unsubscribed and resubscribed just to make you feel better.
I don't think that works that way.
I do.
All right. But you can follow us at the Instagram. I'm sorry, the YouTube page. It's the Rude Boys. At the following link: bit.ly/RudeBoysRudeTube. That is all lowercase. That's like a quick URL to get to our YouTube page. Just give us a subscribe, man. We post up the stuff. We might do a Rude Boys Reacts for some stuff. You just subscribe, okay? We're harmless, all right? Yeah, harmless. That's really what we're all about. The lack of harm. But like I said, our YouTube videos, those are where our episodes are at. But you can find our episodes online, on the internet of all places. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and Podbean. That is our host right now. And for the foreseeable future. We love you guys over at Podbean. We love you.
Flick that volume 1 bean.
Rudeboys.podbean.com. If you want to hit me up on Twitter or Instagram for that matter, I'm at Tesherms, TEH_SHERMS. That is for Twitter and Instagram.
If you want to reach me, you can get me on Twitter, Tommy_Cash, and that's Cash with a K. If you want to follow me on Instagram, I don't know why you would, because I'm fucking boring.
Nah,
it's Tommy_Cash80.
Yes. Yeah, give Tom a fucking like, man. Come on.
Yeah,
follow, whatever.
Post
Give
pictures.
Tom a follow for follow. We will follow for follow on any social media platform.
All I do is post pictures of my adorable dog.
Yep, see? And you love dog pictures, right? The internet loves dogs. Fuck yeah.
Yep.
And that's it, First Nation. Thank you for sitting with us for almost 2-ish hours. And, Star Wars, Clone Wars Talk, episode 66.
Oh, Order 66.
Sex.
This has been a presentation of the Rude Boys Podcast Network.
Oops.